Spanish Fork High School once again as we prepare here for the state championship ball game now. You know, we call it the state championship, but the reality is if the team with one loss wins, there'll be another game that will be the real state championship.
Yes,
so this is only the state championship game in the sense that if the undefeated team, which in this case is Grantsville, wins, it's over. If Emery wins, we will play another game at 2:30. So that's where we sit now. Emery, having come on a dramatic fashion, won the last softball game. If you weren't watching at the time, wow, what a finish there.
Yeah, that was a dramatic finish by the Emery Spartans as they beat North Sanpete on just a pop-up routine play turned into an error, and then the runner scored. And you know, heartbreaker for North Sanpete, but Emery, regardless, earned themselves a bid to play for the state championship.
You really do, and the reason it's so heartbreaking is that both teams had played so well in that ball game. Pitchers had thrown so well, and to have it come down onto something like that, supposedly a routine pop fly, and that's something, unfortunately, will stick with those young ladies a long time, long time, and you just feel terrible for them because they played so well and came so close to that. And on the other side, you got Emery, who made the most of their opportunities.
They did. You know, we talked about that, you know, North Sanpete had more hits. They left more runners on base, but when it came down to it, Emery made the plays, and they're the ones standing here to face Grantsville.
You know, I've done Emery, I think, 3 games in this tournament, and they seem to be the cardiac kids. And they get behind, and then they hang in there, and they find a way to come through at the end. However, last night between Grantsville and Emery, which was the last game of the undefeateds, Emery got down big to begin with. They did battle back in the 5th inning and tie it up. And then in the 6th inning, they gave up a couple of runs to go behind again to Grantsville. Then in the bottom of the 6th, Emery comes up and puts 3 on the plate and goes ahead for the first time in the game, 10-9. Looks like they had it going. And then Grantsville comes up in the top of the 7th and puts 8 runs on the board to go up by 7. Emery gets a couple back, but they couldn't finish it out. So that's where we're at here. Grantsville will still be the visiting team, even though they are undefeated. They, by reason of seeding, they will still be the visiting team, so they'll come to the plate first. Emery will come out they'll start pitching tonight, this game, with Reagan Roten will be starting the pitching. And they will insert then Ellie Stokes in as catcher. That's the way they finished the other game. And again, we mentioned several times what a difference this made. Not taking anything away from Lake, but it certainly made a difference in the outcome of that ball game. So we're starting here now, and at the plate for Grantsville will be the leadoff hitter, Elise Smith. And Smith will step to the plate, and the first pitch is a strike to her. Second pitch is a pop up to shortstop. Ecker going back, coming in as Bunnell, as she'll make the catch in short center field. So Bunnell makes the first with Maddie Bunnell.
Yeah, that was a great catch by Bunnell out in center, and contact made by Smith. She just popped it up, and easy catch for the center fielder.
Easy did. And on a couple of pitches is all it took. So Avery Lee will step in now, the right fielder, and she'll take a pitch from Roten right down the middle, strike 1. Might mention also that on the other side, the 2A championships between Beaver and Enterprise, and that again is a rematch from last night's undefeateds game. Pitch outside and high, ball 1, strike 1.
And surprisingly enough, Emery comes in the number 1, Grantsville the 6, Enterprise the number 1, Beaver the 6. So 1 and 6 on both sides.
Well, ball going to be hit sharply. Ecker is able to field it. She's able to get to it and has to almost dive and fall down, but she does stop it. She flips it up to Minchie to try and throw to first base, but too much speed. And so Avery Lee will be granted an infield hit, I would believe, on that one. As really Ecker made a heck of a play just to get to the ball.
She did. That was a good effort because it could have, the speed of Lee could have been, a double instead of just a single.
So at the plate now, Kira Hart will step in. And as I witnessed last night, these Grantsville bats are dangerous. They're potent up and down the line. They scored 17 runs last night.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot.
It is in the undefeateds game.
Yeah.
So Avery Hart will take a called strike. Second pitch will be low, ball one, so 1-1 the count to Hart. On deck is Eden Ressel, and she'll be up after this with one runner on. Roten steps to the plate once again and brings it. Hit to Ecker. Ecker lets that one get out of her glove. Big throw across, not in time. So that will unfortunately be an error on Ecker, I believe, on that one, allowing the run to get to first place.
Yeah, Ecker, she's playing pretty deep on that shortstop position, and so once with that bobble, she just didn't have enough time to make the throw.
She can play deep with the arm that she's got, but again, that time trying to maybe backhand reach too far for it, and the ball just trickled out of the end of her glove. She's got plenty of arm from back there, and good range. With that arm, she can make a lot happen, but dropped that one, so that's an E6 in my book, and brings Ressel to the plate. I think they brought a runner on for Hart. Yeah, we'll try and get that for you, number 20-something. And so Ressel will step to the plate, and Peyton, by the way, will be on deck.
21.
21 will be running. Ball's hit down the line. Third is fielded there, but it's in foul territory. So number...
Hazley Hall.
Hazley Hall will be running for Hart. Hall running for Hart, and that's a one strike count on the hitter Ressel. She's trying to make something happen early in this softball game. Oh, a nice changeup. It floats, didn't quite get down enough though. Hung up a little bit high, so it'll be 1-1 the count. One down, and again, if you're Emery, you know you can't let this Grantsville crew get out on you early.
Yeah, you know, they saw that last night as the big bats came alive for Grantsville.
Going to be pitch high to Ressel again. That's 2 balls, 2-1 the count now. Championship Saturday here in softball, 3A and 2A. What a great day. Now the wind's going. Yesterday the wind was coming in. Now it's going out a little bit. Might help a few of these balls get out of here if they hit them hard enough. Foul ball on that one. 2-2 the count now. But both of these pitchers are such that I don't know if you can get a good enough contact on a ball to get it out of here.
Yeah, it's going to take the perfect spot to really drive one out.
Ressel steps back in, 2-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Change up on that one. First strikeout of the game for Roten.
Yeah, that was a pretty pitch by Roten. She just found that inside and swing and a miss.
So Peyton, by the way, steps in now. She's playing first base in this game. Peyton, by the way, first at bat, number 5 hitter. Hits the ball weakly to first base side, fielded there. Going to go back and touch the bag is Shannon Johnson. So they get in danger, a couple of runners on, but no damage done as they'll get out of the inning. And they use 5 batters, but they get out of it with no damage. So let's go for a break. We'll be right back.
Honey's Marketplace invites you to experience their refreshing variety and signature items. Honey's Marketplace features a wide selection of camping supplies, a garden nursery, and fresh floral department. Experience fresh-baked artisan breads and pastries in their bakery, and sushi made fresh every day. Get all this with hometown service you deserve. Fresh, friendly, and close to home. Honey's Marketplace, 260 East, 300 South in Kanab.
Since 1947, Barney Trucking has built a reputation of unparalleled customer service and satisfaction in the trucking industry. Barney Trucking is now hiring drivers statewide, including Beaver, Millard, Sevier, San Pete, Juab, Carbon, Emery, Utah, and Salt Lake counties, as well as many other locations. The job includes a home daily schedule, excellent pay, benefits, training, retirement, a positive work environment, and requires a Class A CDL license with doubles endorsement. To apply, go to barneyjobs.com. That's barneyjobs.com.
Welcome back here to Spanish Fork. And we're just ruminating a little bit, the switch in the pitchers here. The By the Way girls, and they will pitch today. They'll start pitching Hayden, by the way, and Peyton will go to first in this ball game. And Hayden, by the way, is the left-hander. And I was told last night, I wondered if they were cousins, sisters, or what, and I'm told they are twins. So great players. Not a pitch and catch in the backyard for this family.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So they're ready with the warm-ups, and they will send to the plate now. Callie Jensen will start, followed by Shannon Johnson, and then Brooklyn Ecker.
And Emery, you know, they had a little bit of a slow start against North St. Pete, and I think against Grantsville, they really got to jump out early, get on those bats, and get some runs on the board.
I agree with what I saw, what I have seen from Grantsville and their bats and their proficiency at scoring runs. If you're Emery, don't wait to the 4th, 5th, and 6th again. First pitch is going to be outside from Hayden, by the way. It'll be ball 1 to Callie Jensen. Strike one, excuse me.
That was
nice
a heater.
Nice pitch there. I was just trying to think. Johnson in the last ball game failed to reach four times up and did not get on base in the last ball game. Much better hitter than that, I'm sure. On the outside corner, called strike 2. So 1-2 the count here to Johnson. Does a great job at first base for Emery. So the left-handed Hayden, by the way, steps in. Oh, brings it up top and strikes her out.
Man, that rise ball, that was a deadly one.
Next up for Emery, number 2.
Well, I had Callie Johnson striking out, but I had Shannon Johnson, but I hadn't got done with Callie Jensen first. So I apologize to the Johnsons. Because Callie Jensen in the first game was effective with her bat. Now we have Shannon Johnson and Brooklyn Ecker on deck. Which, by the way, is a ball. Set and ready to come. There's the pitch. Swing on the outside half. Strike 1. 1-1 the count.
We haven't, well, at least against North St. Pete and Emery earlier, not a lot of rise balls, but she's thrown 2 rise balls really effectively for Grantsville.
You know, this gives them a great look, too. They bring the one girl in left-handed with a little bit different inside out when she comes around that hip and lets that ball go. It's kind of an inside-out push, and it looks different. And then you can come back with the other girl with the right-handed, you know, kind of a normal delivery. And really, it's a different look for the 2 girls, and what an asset here for Grantsville with these 2 pitchers. Check swing, foul back over the screen. That'll be a strike, and it'll be 2-2 here to Shannon Johnson. Again, Ecker on deck. Steps in. Here comes the pitch. She reaches out and catches on the outside. Oh, a nice snag. Nice snag at shortstop by Lily Park. It almost ate her up. It looked to be a normal bounce in the last minute. It took a dive on her, and she was able to stay with it. And then a big arm across the diamond to get her at first base.
Yeah, like you said, just a great play by Parks as she sat on that ball that took a weird bounce, but she's able to make the effective throw.
Yeah, good job. Good arm, too. We've talked about Ecker's arm, but Lily Parks is not to be diminished because that's a great arm, too, at shortstop. So Ecker is at the plate. First pitch swing into center field and taken there by Thornton. So 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the first inning. So no runs, nobody on, no runs scored. And at the end of 1, it's 0-0. We'll be right back.
The Beaver Medical Clinic has built a reputation of providing compassionate health care for residents of Beaver and Iron counties. You'll appreciate the professional services of Drs. Roger Smith, Wade Oakton, Lance Smith, Rhett Smith, and nurse practitioners Wade Hollingshead, Lindsay Cheney, Robin Horton, and Joan Yardley. The Beaver Medical Clinic is a family practice offering affordable health care and convenient payment options, with offices in Beaver, Milford, and Parowan.
Expecting a bundle of joy? Beaver Valley Hospital's new maternity wing is your local haven for life's special deliveries. Combining cozy comfort with top-tier technology, they bring big city medical excellence to the heart of Beaver with that small-town touch Beaver Valley Hospital is known for. Their full-service community hospital is your health partner from inpatient care, emergency, surgical, maternity, physical therapy, home health, and hospice. Beaver Valley Hospital is proud to support Beaver High School.
Welcome back once again here to Spanish Fork. And we are in the top of the second inning now. Neither team scored a run. Grantsville did have a couple of base runners, but unable to bring anything across. As the pitcher, Roten, was able to settle down and retire the side. Then in the Emery's half, it was a 3 up, 3 down. So we come to the plate. Well, Hayden, by the way, will come to the plate. First pitch, pops it up over shortstop, maybe in the hole, and drops in for a base hit. And because of the indecision out there, they're able to get away and go to second base. Is, by the way, smart base running there. She could see the confusion in the outfield and just kept on and going until she ended up at second base.
Yeah, that was a great, like you said, great base running by the way, is the throw was there and in time, but she did a head first dive and safely at second.
So there she is at second base. And again, maybe a little bit better throw coming to second. There might have been a chance there.
It was a little lower. It was a little bit high, yep.
But she wasn't going to be stopped at first base. That's the advantage the runner's got, as she can see out there because it's right in front of her and knows pretty good idea of what to do and very aggressive on the bases. Bryn Anderson will come. There is a courtesy runner in for, by the way,
Ren White.
Ren White
number
will
11.
Be running. So White running for, by the way, here, runner in scoring position, and Bryn Anderson, the designated hitter, at the plate. First pitch, a little low, ball one. Lily Park is on deck, and Addie Durfee in the hole. So Park steps in. It's going to be a called strike. 1-1 the count.
That one right down the middle.
Roten says they did a nice job, a really nice job in the last 3 innings. And again, I hate to say that liberally because it makes Park or Lake feel a little bit bad. She did a dang job. She only gave up a couple of runs.
And she had, what, 6 strikeouts?
Yeah, 6 strikeouts before she went to the bench. But Roten's really made a difference in that ball game when she came in too. Just enough of an edge that she really, really put the North San Pete batters down. And so here she starts and picking up where she left off. So we have a 1-2 count to the batter. This is going to be lined into center field. It's going to be short. Oh, the runner broke back to second base. Otherwise, she would have scored. Wasn't sure if it was going to be caught or not. Breaks back to second, and that costs them the run there. But it's another base hit by Bryn Anderson.
Yeah, so 2 runners on for Grantsville, and there are no outs in the inning.
So a runner at third. Now you wonder now, okay, strategy, you're going to send him, Coach?
Oh, yeah. I'd send him.
Okay. There, you heard it. If she's out, it's your fault.
It is.
Okay.
Blame me.
I can't blame Claire, so I got to blame you. So. All right, so we runners at the corners, first and third, and Lily Park at the plate, and she's been hitting well in this tournament. Pops it up in the infield, third base calling for it. Other bases are covered up. That is an infield fly rule, I believe. First and second, first and third.
So I think first and second have to be occupied, so no infield fly.
We used to call it for first and third. If you say, we probably called it wrong, didn't we?
Oh, you might have.
So a pop out to the third baseman, and they dodged the bullet for the first batter. Now they got Addie Durfee to the plate. Addie Durfee steps in, playing left field for them. She turns to fake the bunt, pulls it back, pitches a strike right down the middle. Roten not a bit confused by that.
And I'm surprised that base runner wasn't down to second.
Yeah, really, yeah.
I mean, you got some speed on third, so if the throw goes down, a run's going to score.
Sets up again. Hits sharply to third base. The throw's coming hold. The runner broke at the wrong time. Go back. Now they got her in a pickle. Ecker comes to the catcher's pitcher at the home. And they got a double play. Almost got the double play. Oh, almost got the double play. Durfee does hit the ball, and she's going to get there on a fielder's choice. By the way, will be cut down at home.
Yeah, that was a heads-up play by that third baseman, Callie Jensen, as she went directly home, and the runner just had led off too far, and she had nowhere to go.
I was going to say, what is the general rule as in base running if you're at third and the ball's hit to third?
Don't move, don't leave.
Get back. Get back. Yeah. So, as it is, though, we have runners in scoring position. Good job defensively, as you mentioned, as the third baseman Jensen had that right in front of her and made the right play. Ecker got involved. The catcher and pitcher got involved, and it worked out perfectly. So right now you have Elise Smith up to bat. She flew out to the center fielder last time at bat. She does have the runners in scoring position. Durfee at second and Anderson at third. Pop up over the shortstop, going back is Ecker back, and she makes the catch. So Emery gets out of danger there. Looked like a surefire run-scoring situation, and they get out of it, giving nothing away. So after 1.5, it's still 0-0 in this championship game.
My parents know nothing about gaming. I told them we needed Centricom Fiber because it's by far the fastest and most reliable internet speeds.
Hey bud, dinner's ready. Time to turn off the game box.
All right, this round's almost over.
These days, kids do a lot of their homework online. They talk to their teachers, they receive assignments, and they do research, all from our kitchen table. That's why I chose Centricom Fiber Internet. They have the fastest and most reliable connection, so my kids can stay on top of their schoolwork.
I'm Dr. Brandon Beck, and I'm one of the general surgeons at Central Valley Medical Center. One of the best parts of my job as a general surgeon is to interact with a wide variety of people. And many of those people have experienced chronic conditions or painful things for many years. And there is nothing better than helping them to work through those conditions and to have an improved quality of life. I'm happy to be back in Utah at Central Valley Medical Center serving the people in our community.
Welcome back here to Spanish Fork Complex as we get to the bottom of the second inning here now, and Emery coming to bat. In the first at-bat, they were 3 up, 3 down. At this bat, they will bring to the plate Caitlin Nielsen, Reagan Roden, and Maddie Bonnell to start this inning, and if they go any further than that, Ellie Stoker will be in that spot. Still pitching will be Hayden, by the way. In championship action, exciting as it should be. Not as many runs scored, generally speaking. Good defenses, good pitchers. That's why they're here. Stepping in, Caitlin Nielsen steps in, the center left fielder for Emery. Pitch is going to float a little bit high, ball one.
Yeah, and if you watch, by the way, when she pitches, she's got that funky spin on the ball, too. So that ball is moving right when it leaves her hand.
Yeah. It's going to be popped this one. Deep, back. Oh, and the center fielder bites it as she goes over the fence. So intent on the ball, she did not realize the fence was there. They are giveaway fences, and she goes across it and tumbles, but she's going to be all right. Sadie Thornton, the center fielder, very intent on that softball. There's been another 10 feet in the field. She maybe made the catch.
She might have. That was a high hit ball. And, you know, Nelson leads her team in home runs coming into the tournament.
So there she makes the play. Now we have an unwanted guest in the box up here. And, yeah, make it mad so it'll bite me, would you?
As long as it bites you and not me.
Now batting number 27, Reagan Roden.
Okay, we ushered that thing out the door. We hope it doesn't come back, man.
Now he's back in.
Back to business we go here. Reagan Roden will step to the plate after that massive home run. Going to be pitch outside, ball one. So ball one to Roden, and again, not to take anything away from Caitlin Nielsen. What a play by Caitlin Nielsen as she ripped that ball to deep center field and out of here. Second pitch to Roden is going to be a called strike. Reagan Roden's 1-1 the count.
That's the thing. If these pitchers are pitching fast enough. If you get a hold of that whole ball, that thing is going to go just like Nilsson just did.
Yeah. Yep. Pitch is going to be on the outside corner. Strike 2 now. 1-2 the count by Reagan Roden. By the way, steps back up there, that left hand, ready to pitch. 2-strike count on the hitter. Going to be a little bit low that time. Ball. 2-2 the count. So unlike last night, Emery strikes first blood here and gets ahead 1-0. They did not lead, like I mentioned last night, until the 6th inning. Finally got ahead 10-9. It was the only time they led in the ball game last night. Roden now works at full. It's 3-2 the count here in the bottom half of the 2nd inning. Long time taking signals from the dugout. Going to be outside and low, ball 4. So that home run's kind of got in the mind maybe a little bit by the way out there on the mound in the circle. So runner at first, still nobody out here in the inning. Looks like there's going to be a runner for Roden. They'll send a runner across. The runner is number 10 for Emery, if we have a 10. And we'll try and get that for you. But number 10 in to run for Roden. Maddie Bunnell is at the plate.
So another ball pitched to Bunnell.
Okay, sorry. We're trying to get a number on the runner. We'll get back to that. Number 10 is Thomas. Thomas is the runner now for Roden, we believe.
Count 1-1.
Thank you. So Maddie Bunnell, 1-1 with Thomas running on first base, we think is Thomas. We hope we've got that right. And Bunnell will step back in, by the way, with the pitch. It'll be outside, ball. Throw back to first, not in time. So remains 1-1 the count. 2-1 the count. That's what I thought it was, you betcha. Rock and fire. Swing and a miss on the outside part. Nice job keeping that out there on that edge. 2-2 the count to Bunnell. Stoker on deck.
Yeah, by the way, really trying to work that outside corner against these Spartan hitters.
And even though she's a left-hander, the way she delivers it, it almost like it moves out to the left instead of the other way around. She comes back outside again, though. That'll go full count now, because she really gets that hand in behind and actually ends up kind of inside out on that pitch from the left hand. And that's her normal delivery. Gets it out there again. She'll foul it away out of play. So Bunnell will continue, stays alive with a chance once again at the plate. Maddie Bunnell. And she failed to reach base in the first game today. See what she's able to do here. So she steps back in, ready to go, 3-2. Nobody out, runner on first. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Great pitch there by the way.
Yeah, by the way, it's been going that low and outside and then brings up the pitch for the strikeout. Second strikeout of the game for by the way. Struck out the very first batter she faced, Callie Jensen, and now struck out Maddie Bunnell. Second strikeout of the game. Ellie Stoker comes to the plate now, the catcher in this ball game. Ellie Stoker, she steps in with one out. Again goes to the outside, throw down, not in time. Oh, and she twists her ankle a little bit. Getting back, she'll need a little bit of time to maybe walk that off. The runner at first base, Thomas,
So when she came back, she caught the edge of the bag, twisted herself. She's trying to act brave and say she's fine to go. I don't think I'd send her to second right now, though.
No, she might be a little gimpy.
So that up and high, ball 1-1-1 the count here to Stoker. On deck is Minchie. On deck, Taylin Minchie. Stoker wanting to make something big happen here, get Emery going. Pitch is outside ball. And remember that if Emery wins, there will be another game.
Yes, correct. If there's another game, is Grantsville still the visiting team, or how does that work?
I don't know. In the past, it's been kind of like whoever hasn't been home team. Oh, wild swing there defensively by Stoker. Goes 2-2. But then there have been times they've flipped for that, though.
Yeah, so I was just curious.
We'll see. That's in the hands of those that are in power here. We'll see what happens. 2-2 the count here. Ooh. This time she holds off of it. She took a defensive swing last time at that pitch out there. This time she held off. So it goes full. One away, runner at first base. Full count to the batter Stoker with Minchie on deck. And Grantsville with the 1 run already off the home run by Nielsen. Hits it sharply down the right field line, but just foul. So she'll step back in. Everything goes back the way it was. 3-2 the count. 1 away, 1 runner at first. So here we go. Stoker at the plate. 3-2, 1 out. Pitch is going to be outside, ball 4, so she'll put her on with a base on balls, and that moves Thomas running for Roden over to second base. So Emery in a situation now where a run could score, or a hit could score a run, and number 9 is going to come on to run for Stoker. Number 8. And was that Stilson again, number 8?
Yep, I think it is Stilson. She seems like she's the runner for the catchers.
Okay, so Stilson will come on to run, gives them a whole lot more speed on the bases. So you've got Thomas standing at second base running for Roden, and you've got Stilson at first running for Stoker. At the plate, you've got Minchie. She stays outside there, 1 down in the inning, but she stays outside with that pitch. Does, by the way, Hayden, by the way, the pitcher. Ball. Alexis Ungerman is on deck. And pitch fakes the bunt, and nobody goes anywhere. So did she deliver at the bunt? I did not see the indication if she delivered at the bunt.
No, they pulled back, so another ball.
Another ball, then ball 2. And, if they get into a bit of a mess, I don't know if the coach will go very long without making the switch to the other, by the way. Fakes the bunt once again. The throw is high, so it's a 3-ball count now to the batter, Minchie.
Yeah, and if you're by the way right here, she's not going to swing. You got to deliver it. You got to start pitching some strikes.
We're in the bottom half of the order, the 8 and 9 hitter here, and you think you kind of got to go at them.
Yep, you
8 and 9 hitter. You can't afford to put them on and go back to the top of the order. Make them hit their way on. Going to give the outside corner, strike 1. And Minchie gets the strike against her there, so she'll come back in with a 3-1 count. Again, she can be a little bit stingy with her swing. It's got to be good. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. So, by the way, standing tall and strong, comes back in. Not going to give in easily to Minchie. She comes back to a full count now. 1 out, 2 on here in the bottom of the second inning. By the way, delivers, pops straight back into the stands. And it'll remain 3-2 with 1 out.
Yeah, by the way, comes with that rise ball again. And this time Minchie, though, she does a good job fouling it off.
So she'll live to swing again here. Ungerman will be on deck. That's the second time that Minchie has come into the plate and then has called timeout to step away, playing some mind games maybe. Reaches out, possibly ball 4, but slaps it down the line. But I guess as a hitter, you got to protect.
You do. You know, anything close, and, she knows. I'm sure the coach has said, hey, we have hardly seen any inside pitches. They're all on the outside.
Yeah. Working that outside half really well. So they'll step back in, still at 3-2. Oh, comes high, ball 4, loads them up. As Minchie works to walk out of that one, another base on balls. That's 2. In fact, that's 3 base on balls in this game, in this inning. All 3 runners on. Roden reached on a base on balls. Stoker reached on a base on balls. Minchie reaches on a base on balls. And so she's loaded them up on walks. And the only batter that's kind of swung a bat was Bunnell, and she struck out. So,
yeah, a lot of pitches thrown by the way, too.
Good point by the scorekeeper. All 4 batters in this inning, well, 4 of the 5, for the last 4 since the home run have gone to full counts.
Yeah, so that's a lot of pitches thrown, and, and obviously the infield's pulled in. Home's their play.
Only infield is in, and looking to knock the run down at home. Pitch on the outside corner, strike 1 to Ungerman. 1 strike to her. This might be the first batter that the first strike she's had a strike on. The rest of them have gotten to 3 balls.
Yeah.
So she'll step back in there. Ungerman wanting to make something big happy out of the number 9 hole. Swing and a miss on the outside part once again, strike 2. So I guess the best thing you could do right here if you're Grantsville, is to get the strike out. Then there is absolutely no chance anything bad can happen.
Yeah.
So looking in. Out on the outside. Did she swing? So they're going to appeal that. And they're going to call her out on a strikeout. So she was able to get the check swing strike. And that will be the second out, second strikeout of the inning. And the 3rd strikeout of the game. That was huge right there. And we go back to the top of the order. The bases are still full. Callie Jensen comes up, but now the fielders can back up, have better range and better opportunity to field a ball. And any base will do here. Jensen struck out her first at-bat. Swing and a miss, strike 1 to Jensen.
You're Jensen. This is a big opportunity. Bases loaded. You're up by 1 run, but Grantsville, is coming back at you, so you're wanting to make something happen. I think she's going to be very aggressive at the plate.
And again, as we've mentioned, as expensive as runs might be today, if you can get 1 here, anything you can get here. Because Grantsville's got the bats.
They do.
Strike, ball 1 now, 1-1 the count here to Jensen. Johnson will be on deck. So Jensen, then Johnson, then Ecker. Pitches in. Oh, check swing, just kind of was fooled by the changeup, don't you think?
Yes, she was. She's like, I should have waited, and then it's too late.
Yeah, so it was kind of a start to swing and then kind of let it float through the zone because you're fooled completely. So 1-2 the count here. Can, by the way, come all the way back and save Grace here. Outside low, ball 1. Make that ball 2. But to see her pitch out of this with bases loaded, only 1 down.
That would be huge.
Wow. So here we go. Jensen stands in. Ooh. Little bit low, I guess, on that outside corner. So once again, she goes full. Full count here. Nowhere to put her. You got to throw a strike. So here it is. Ice water in your veins. Pops up straight back. She throws a good pitch, a little bit up and out in the zone. And Jensen fouls it off. So here we go. 3-2, 2 down, bases loaded. Here in the bottom of the second inning. By the way, sets. Jensen ready.
Oh.
Outside and low, ball 4, so she'll walk 1 in. Then the throw goes into center field. Coach is screaming screaming at the runners to get going. One run will score. Throw comes to third. She drops the ball. Everybody's safe. So she gets a stand-up double on a walk. That's a pretty good thing to do.
That is. That's pretty good for you.
So the walk will drive in Thomas, who's running for Roden, and then the throw back to the pitcher goes clear into center field and allows the runner for Stoker to come around and score. And Minchie goes all the way to third, and they had a chance at Minchie at third, and they dropped the ball at third and allowed that runner to be safe. And Jensen on the walk will be all the way to second on the stand-up walk. Stand-up double walk.
Stand-up double walk.
So you got runners at second and third now with Shannon Johnson coming to the plate. She's the eighth batter in the inning. And now Emery up 3-0.
And, you know, we've seen teams go two on two-out rallies, and that's just what Emery's doing.
Had a game yesterday where they scored 6 runs after 2 outs.
Wow.
So, yeah, it can happen. Pitch is going to be strike one to Johnson. This is, I think, in the games I've done of Emery, I think this is the first time they've been ahead. early in the game.
I think so, too, because I did the Canyon View game where they won on the walk-off home run.
They are the Cardiac Kids. They come from behind. Pitch is going to be up a little bit outside. Ball 1-1 the count. So they may not know how to deal with a lead. They may think it's the 7th inning and go home.
I know, right?
But Emery's intent, though, they know they got to win 2 here, so you jump out quick and keep the pressure on. Pitch outside, ball. They don't watch the runner. She breaks from third, and she's going to get there safe. Emery doing everything right now, and Grantsville seems to be asleep at the wheel out there.
Yeah, that was a heads-up play by the third base coach and the base runner, Minchie.
Yeah, Minchie was baiting him. She was getting the big lead, and she could see the catcher wasn't checking her at all the last couple of pitches. And right then, she waited for it and just took off. And a wise play there, gets there quick. Yeah, it's a catcher's job to check that and force that back before you throw the ball. And just a little bit lazy out there. They've lost maybe a little contact with the game, and I hate to say that because Hart has been such a good backstop, done such a good job, but a couple of little thoughtful errors.
Yeah, sometimes when you've been out there for a long time, your mind starts to wander just a little bit.
Yeah. So 2-1 is the count to the batter, Johnson. Jensen did not move up on the play, so she's still standing at second base. Pitch is going to be outside, ball 3. So another 3-1 count here to by the way. Score is 4-0 now for Emery. Still threatening here in the second inning. Set and ready to go. Johnson ready to receive the pitch. Oh, that's a nice pitch. Nice pitch. Johnson tried to sell it and head down to first, but the umpire was having none of it. 3-2 the count, another 3-2 count. This is the 6th 3-2 count of the inning. Oh, got her on the outside corner, so she comes up with the big strike out there. But a lot of damage done here as Emery is able to put 4 across in the second. We'll be back with the top of the third right after this.
Honey's Marketplace invites you to experience their refreshing variety and signature items. Honey's Marketplace features a wide selection of camping supplies, a garden nursery, and fresh floral department. Experience fresh-baked artisan breads and pastries in their bakery, and sushi made fresh every day. Get all this with hometown service you deserve. Fresh, friendly, and close to home. Honey's Marketplace, 260 East, 300 South in Kanab.
For more than 3 decades, the Intermountain Power Project has served as a model of regional energy cooperation, generating and transmitting coal-fueled electricity to a diverse group of municipal utilities and rural electric cooperatives with operations across 6 U.S. states. Now Intermountain Power is expanding its role as a regional energy hub, including utilizing renewable energy resources. Intermountain Power is proud to support and invest in our central Utah communities. Visit IPAUtah.com to learn more about IPP Renewed.
Welcome back here. We're just looking at a couple of things and a little bit of information here we can bring to you. But We're at the top of the 3, and what a big inning. It's interesting, the stat line for Emery in that second inning. They score 4 runs with 1 hit. That was the home run. There was 1 error in the inning and 1 left on, but there were 4 walks, and that was the difference. So
yeah, walks. Haven't seen a lot of walks, but they can be just detrimental, as we just saw as Emery put up 3 runs.
Those easy bags, or free bags as you can call them,
yep.
You just can't give free bags, and that comes on walks or errors in the field or misplays, which, again, there were some misplays out there allowing runners to get extra bases. You just can't give free bases.
Yep.
They have to earn it. You have to make them earn it. And that's real easy from up here.
It is. We can tell them what to do all day long.
That's right. And with 20/20 hindsight, we don't make many errors on that.
We don't. We don't make any errors.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't say that. Avery Lee, 2 balls. I know I make a few, even on 20/20 hindsight. Pitch is going to be low, so there again you worry. Your pitcher has been setting for 30 minutes or so, was in a groove. Now, how quick can she come back and get back into that groove? Avery Lee was a 3-0 count. Oh, that's a nice pitch there.
Yeah, Lee obviously not going to swing at that one. His count was 3-0, but a good delivery by Roten.
Kira Hart was on deck, 3-1 the count now. You know, sometimes coaches will turn them loose on that 3-0 if you're a good enough hitter. That's going to be driven into the gap in right center field. That will be down and over the fence on a bounce, though. It'll be a ground rule double, and that'll be a double for Kira Hart. Avery Lee will get the double. Kira Hart hasn't batted yet. That's pretty tough.
I'm sure she would take the double, too, so.
Yeah, I'm sure she would. So Avery Lee at second base. So Grantsville got something going here. If they can kind of get back into this thing, get a run or 2 here and get their bats going a little bit, because they're potent. And Kira Hart now will come to the plate. Going to be a pitch on the outside half, strike 1.
Great pitch.
Hart last time reached on an error by the shortstop. So she was able to get on in the last inning, in the last at-bat. Pitch going to be a little bit low, ball 1. 1-1 the count. So they step back in, ready to go here. Ball is going to be hit in the air, shallow center field. Coming in is Bunnell, and will make the catch. Get it back in, so the F8 there is the put out, first out of the inning, and it'll bring Eden Russell to the plate. And Russell struck out her first at bat, so she'll step back in against Roten. Again, any kind of run here, anything to happen here to help Grantsville get off the mark here with a run of some sort. Swing and a miss there by Russell. Strike 1.
That was a big swing by Russell. She is definitely looking to move that runner, but a great pitch by Roten.
Russell, the cleanup hitter here, number 4 hitter for Grantsville. Next pitch on its way. Hit down the line, foul ball.
That was a little bit of a dangerous pitch. It was up in the zone, and she just couldn't quite get a hold of it all the way, but woo.
May have taken a little bit of speed off that, did Roten, but just enough that she got way out in front. Head of the bat got way out in front of that. She's got a good swing. If she happens to get the right pitch, it won't spend a long time in the field. It'll be out of here in a hurry. That's a high. I just got under it, though. Pop-up, shallow left field. Coming in the left fielder makes the play on it. And that is Caitlin Nielsen makes the play there. So F7 for the second out. And Peyton, by the way, will come to the plate. Hit the ball to first base, and the first baseman got her out. Just hit it right to first, and she tagged the bag in her first at-bat. So Peyton, by the way, looking to make something happen here. Still have the runner at second base in Avery Lee. Fists it off to right center field. Runner coming around third. Throw comes in. It'll be cut off, though, and safe at home. So there's the first run for the Grantsville Cowboys as Avery Lee comes around and scores on the single by Peyton, by the way.
Yeah, that was a nice little hit. Just kind of blooper or found some grass, and Lee's speedy enough on the base that she easily made it home.
Just felt like she fisted that thing off and cut the inside out just over the second baseman, Minchie. Now a dribbler by the way, down to first, picked up by the pitcher. Throw goes into right field. Runners will advance. Will they send her to home? And they will not, but an error on the throw to first base gets Hayden, by the way, ends up going to second base, but that's an error on the pitcher, I believe, on the throw. And allows Peyton, by the way, to go all the way to third. So the ball goes into into right field baseline. So now they got runners at second and third with Bryn Anderson coming to the plate. Conversation with the coaches and the umpire. And that's Grantsville's coach. I'm not sure. Okay, we're going to have a runner go in.
Number 11.
Number 11 goes in for Hayden, by the way, and that's Ren Wright, I believe.
Yep.
Goes back in to run for her. So, what looked like a 3-up, 3-down possible inning suddenly has possibly breaking wide open here for Grantsville. They do have 2 out, but they've got runners at third and second. Hits the ball to the right side. Oh, pick up there and across to 1. So that'll take care of that as Minchie across to Johnson. Makes the play, and she's mimicking coming off. I turned my head and threw my glove, and I caught it, Coach.
She did. You could tell when she fielded that ball, her head was turned.
So that'll be the it for the inning, but they do get a run. We'll be back with the bottom of the third after this message.
At CVMC Medical Clinics, our growing team of physicians and advanced providers are shaping what rural health care can be. With an array of specialties available in world-class orthopedic medicine, our footprint is always expanding to ensure our personalized approach is reaching as many as possible. Familiar faces and expert knowledge, all of our locations can offer your family full-spectrum care in one place. Available in Nephi, Santaquin, and Fountain Green. CVMC is the place where healthcare is made personal.
Jones & DeMille Engineering was founded in 1982 with a simple mission: to shape the quality of life where we live, work, and play. We are proud to serve by providing clean water, increasing access to nature and recreation, protecting homes from flooding, designing safe wastewater systems, and connecting our communities. It is our goal to create a place where people want to live, work, and enjoy life. Jones & DeMille Engineering, shaping the quality of life.
Welcome back here to Park City. We're thinking Lily. It's not Park City. You messed me up now. We were talking about seniors on the Grantsville squad because they comment that they were so young. We talked about Lily Parks, and that got me into Park City. It's Spanish Fork is where we're at, folks. I'm old and I'm losing my mind, but I know this is Spanish Fork. At least it was when I got up this morning. So we'll start the inning here as Emery comes to bat in the bottom here of the third inning. And Emery will send to the plate. They will start out with the number 3 hitter, I believe, Brooklyn Ecker, the great shortstop there for Emery and the emotional leader for Emery. She stands in there ready for it. That's a ball low, ball 1. This is Spanish Fork, right?
This is.
Okay.
This is.
Just making sure. So Ecker stands in there again. She's ready. She's excited. Clear up in the box. By the way, brings it a little bit high. She holds off on that, does Ecker. 2-0 the count. And we mentioned last time, 4 or 5 full counts thrown by the pitcher, by the way. She's already down 2 balls here. That'll be called a strike. 2-1 the count. Do you have a score on the other game?
Yes, it's 3-2 Enterprise.
3-2 Enterprise over there. And again, if Enterprise wins, it's over.
It is.
If
correct.
Beaver wins, they'll play another game. So 2-1 the count here. 3-1 the count. Might mention too, they were talking some stats beforehand in the Beaver Enterprise saga. It's been 26 games, 27 games?
37.
37 times that Beaver and Enterprise have played.
16 years.
In 16 years since Beaver has beaten Enterprise. Yep. They've come close. Pitch is going to be on the outside corner, gone full.
That's a great pitch. If you're a hitter for Emery, you really got to crowd that plate because she hasn't thrown. I don't think we've seen one inside pitch thrown. By the way, everything's outside.
Not much. And once again, Brooklyn Ecker will step in, and by the way, takes too long to approach the rubber, so she steps out and calls time. Now they're back in. Here we go. It's a little bit up in the zone, but Ecker's going to foul it off and over the screen, and we'll do it all again.
Yeah, these full, that last inning by the way, she was out there for a long time, especially when you're throwing, full counts plus pitches to every batter. Yeah. That's just a long time to be out there.
Yeah, you're right. It's not just full counts because there's a dribbler down third, bobbled at third. Is she going to get time for Ecker? It's not. Then the throw goes past. Ecker goes digging for second base, and she'll get there standing up easy. So Ecker will reach on an error, and then on the throwing error, not only does she get to first, but she gets all the way to third. So the third baseman for Grantsville dribbles it, drops it on the hit. Then she makes a throwing error to first. So 2 errors on that play.
Yeah, and those errors just once again, just very, very costly.
Yeah. So actually, I think as you score that's 2 errors on the same play.
Yeah, I think so.
Drop the ball, bad throw, gets her to second base. So Emery once again with threatening here with nobody out. Pitch is going to be inside and low. So even with a left-handed batter, she's in on that inside part of the plate. That same area. Caitlin Nielsen is at the bat. She's got 1 ball called on her already. And she'll stand back in the batting out of the left-hand side. A base hit will score Ecker. I don't think they'll stop her at third no matter what they try to do. It's going to be fouled back over the screen. Foul ball. Strike 1. 1-1 the count. So looking for screens. Signs out of the umpire getting another softball too, but signs coming out of the dugout. Taking their time with that. Nobody out here. Bottom of 3.
Oh,
swing, a big swing and a miss
swing.
there. Wow.
That was that off speed really got her on that one.
So 1-2 the count here. As by the way tries to hang in here. Tries to get a strikeout if she can here. So Ecker cannot advance. And they're going to say that one was up. 3-2, so 2-2. 2-2 the count here. I thought we'd got another full count. But 2-2 is the count. Ready for the action here. By the way, brings it. Inside on the play, a little bit high and up in the eyes. And Nielsen swings at it, kind of almost defensively. But she gets the strikeout. First out. 4th strikeout here in the ball game for the pitcher, by the way. It'll bring to the plate now Reagan Roden. The pitcher now, Roden in the first at-bat took a walk and eventually came around and scored. So one of those that went to a 3-2 count. First pitch here is a called strike to Roden. Again, Ecker still at third base. And you look where the shortstop plays for Grantsville. I mean, there's a huge hole up the middle.
There is.
Huge.
Yes.
Now, in this case, she's going to move over there. She must have heard us talking. She moved over. Ooh, should have swung on that one. Yeah, that's a strike. And lazy back to the pitcher. Throw to third, not in time. Ecker, just the aggressive player that she is, did the same thing. She clear out there at the shortstop. A lazy throw back to the pitcher, and she jumps to third base.
Yeah, they're making them, Emery, they're being very aggressive. They know those runs are hard to come by, and they're going to do everything they can.
So there's 2 strikes on the batter, Roden, but again, Ecker with that aggressive style, both offensively and defensively, and then all the cheerleading on the side that she does. She's at third. Ooh, little bit high there to Roden, ball 1. So 1-2 the count here. Going to be on the outside edge, a little low maybe. Oh, by the way, wanted that pitch.
Yes, she did.
She was waiting for the call. Was a little disappointed when it didn't come. Bunnell will be up on deck here if Roden depending on what Roden does. Well, even if she strikes out, she's got Ecker at third, so you'd still have an at bat. That's going to be driven deep, deep, deep into right center field. Back to make the throw. Tagging up as Ecker. She'll come home easily. So that stolen base by Ecker pays off right there, as she on the fly to deep center field is able to score the run.
Yeah, great. Sacrifice fly by Roten, and the great base running by Ecker as Emery goes up 5-1.
And she does get the RBI there as Roden, as she drives that clear to the fence. For a second there, I thought that baby was gone.
It was really close to being gone.
So that's another run scored. 5-1 the score now in the third inning. Maddie Bunnell comes to the plate. Nobody on base. There's a pitch to the outside. Ball one. And she'll stand back in there. Bunnell's been up once and struck out. In the second inning, she struck out. Another 2-0 count. Ball called. And here we go again. She'll step in there. Pitch is up high, 3-0. Thinking about the youth on this Grantsville team, you think about if you're going to get them, maybe this is the year to get them.
Yeah.
With all that youth out there. If you look back over their stats, I think they've won 4 or 5 out of the last 6 or 7 championships.
They are the defending 3A state champions. They won in 2023, 21, 19, 18, and 17.
Yeah. I thought it was either 5 out of 6 or 5 out of 7 or 4 out of 6.
Yeah.
And they don't always come in as the number 1 seed.
Nope, they don't.
But they have such a legacy that they know what to do when they get here.
They do, and looking at their schedule, they play such a tough schedule. Everyone they played was, 4A, 5A, some even 6A teams.
Yeah. Bunnell, while we're talking, Bunnell draws the walk out there, and she'll be at first base now. And Stoker will come to the plate. They're taking her gear off. Not always sure if there's 2 outs. You kind of leave that gear on to make sure, so it takes so long putting it back on. But you got Bunnell now at first base. Stoker coming to the plate to bat, and meeting on the mound of the 2 players on the mound. And we'll see if Bunnell takes off on this after the walk. 1 run across already in the inning. Now there's kind of going to be a conversation here with the Emery coach. Or there's something down the line that's a problem. Something down the lines probably is we can't see it because the dugout screen is in the way, so we don't know for sure what's going on down there. Emery coach is probably saying, "Why is that my problem?" So they're all still pointing. Now they got another official over there. They got 2 coaches and 2 officials, and now see if Emery was smart, now they'd sneak that runner around and all the way in and have her score while the officials are talking out there.
No one's watching, right?
Man, I'd try that. Give it a shot. See if when the umpire comes back to home, she can be standing there saying, "Hey, I scored."
Yep, exactly.
There's something down the line, folks, and we apologize. We can't see it because the screen is in the way. The covering for the bleachers, we don't know what's going on there, and the officials don't necessarily send word up to us on what's going on. So one of the coaches started down the field to try and take care of whatever it was. So that's what the delay is for right now. Unfortunately, with dead air, it gives us time to make all sorts of jokes and things, and that's not always good either. So Ellie Stoker will come in to bat now. Finally, we got her all fixed up, whatever it was. So she comes to bat here. She reached on a base on balls the first at bat and then came around to score in that inning. Fouls the first pitch off. Back against the screen, strike 1 on Stoker. We do have Maddie Bunnell at first base and 2 out in the inning. So Bunnell steps back in. Brings it. Ooh. Runner goes. And throw is not there in time, and a straight steal there by Bunnell as she goes to second base and puts pressure then on the pitcher. There's 2 strikes on the batter, But now the pressure is if you give up a hit, that'll be a score from Bunnell.
It will, and, Emery's been really, really aggressive, too, on the bases. So.
Yes, they have. Much more aggressive than I've seen them in the past. Oh, strike 3 right there. Puts it up into the eyes of the batter, Stoker, and she'll swing right through that one. So that will be the 3rd out of the inning. Stop the bleeding. But they do get one more, and it's 5-1 now going to the 4th. We'll be right back.
It all starts with a Chevy truck. Chevy Silverado with the TurboMax engine and best-in-class standard torque. And Chevy Silverado HD with up to 14 available camera views. Do more in a Chevy truck. Get yours now.
Get $5,750 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle. That's 10% below MSRP. See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
Embark on your journey to radiant skin with Sam Pete Skin Bar. Whether you are looking to address specific skin concerns, kickstart your skincare routine, or simply indulge in relaxation, we've got you covered. Facials, microneedling, seasonal chemical peels, and more. Located at 210 West Main Street in Mount Pleasant, Utah. Visit our website at sampeteskinbar.com or call or text 435-314-6024 to book your appointment today.
Welcome back here to Spanish Fork. Got the name of the city right that time. And it was pointed out by the official scorer, Emery has scored 5 runs in the ball game. They have 1 hit. That's all, 1 hit, and they've scored 5 runs. So interesting. Lots of walks and a few errors. Grantsville now at the plate, though. They're going to try and match this. Lily Park's at the plate. And first pitch, she'll take a ball. Ball 1 to Lily Park. Park will be followed by Addie Durfee, and then back to the top of the order with Elise Smith. Pitch is going to be inside, ball 2 for Lily Park. And Park will step back in. Pitch on the way. It's going to be inside. Oh, got the corner. Strike 1. So 2-1 the count here.
Yeah, Roten's come back. She had that 2 straight balls and then comes back with the strike.
Yeah. And Roten pitched has gone all the way so far in this ball game. Swing and a miss on the inside half. Lily Park swings right through that one. 2-2 the count now. 2-2 the count. Pitcher in control in this count now. It's the pitcher's pitch. She can nibble at the corners or do whatever here with a. You don't really want to go to full, but you can play with it a little bit. Throws it inside, and again, the batter not sure what to do, so she rips on it, and it is so far foul. But she'll come back for another attempt. It stays 2-2 now.
And I like that pitch by Roten. I would keep going at her on that inside.
Up in on the hands, yeah. Yep. Up in high and on the hands. That was a good pitch for her, yeah. Pitch on the way, and there she goes again, but a little too high. A little too high on that one. So she goes full now. So at full count, what do you think? Who has the more pressure on them?
I think it's the batter. You're up 4 runs, so definitely, Grantsville.
So we'll see. Pitch is going to be high, and she'll lose her, and that'll be a base on balls to Lily Park. Put her at first base, and Durfee comes to bat. And last time up, Durfee was able to get to second base. I did not mark down how she got there, but she shows at second base in the inning. So we'll come with Addie Durfee, then back to the top of the order, Elise Smith. A swing there, slow break to second, but she's going to be in standing up. Lily Park gets down there. I thought she had a slow break. I thought she was faking it, and then she just kept going. The throw was late. She'll be standing at second. Straight stolen base, and a kind of a lazy swing there at the plate, though. Was that just a cover up for a hit and run?
It might have been a hit and run. I don't know.
So 1 strike on Durfee. Pitch is going to be inside. Called strike on the inside half, so strike 2 on Addie Durfee. On deck waiting is Elise Smith and Avery Lee, hoping to get a chance to make something happen here. So Durfee stands back in there. Fists it off. What they going to call here?
Dead ball?
Why is that a dead ball? She makes contact and it goes into foul territory. Did it hit the bat and then hit her?
Hit her. Hit the bat and then hit her. Yeah,
okay.
Helmet.
I did not see that. I just saw the ball go into the field. I didn't see it, so thank you. So it's a dead ball situation. Again, if the batter makes contact with the ball and then the ball strikes the batter while they're still in the box, that's a dead ball. This time she hit it down third, foul ball. Now, if she's out of the box and makes contact with the ball, then that's an out for obstruction. So 2 strikes on the batter. No ball yet so far. Addie Durfee stands back in. They're battling. Out of that ninth position.
Ooh.
Little high. Call the ball. He threw the hand up. I thought he was called the strike.
That was a dangerous one. Let go by.
When he threw the hand up, I thought he was calling the strike, but he was just calling it up. So 1-2 the count now. Durfee got down early, and she's still standing in there battling, fouling a few off, trying to work the count. Rips it down third, foul once again. For a 9th spot hitter, that was a heck of a swing right there. So Durfee stands back in. Looking to see what batting. She has a 133 batting average. Well, that swing didn't indicate 133. Oh. And it gets by. It's a Lay's ball bounce at the plate, and the runner will advance on a passed ball.
I couldn't see where that pitch was because it looked like a strike coming in.
Yeah, it seemed to have bounced right in front of the plate, and it's kind of like the catcher was expecting her to swing on it, and when she didn't swing, the ball got away. And Lily Parks makes it to third base quickly on that deal. And so we've gone 2-2 to the batter now as Addie Durfee continues to battle, trying to make something happen here. Oh, that's a little bit high also. And again, I thought they were calling strike 3.
I did too.
Ooh, but quite a battle here. Works it to a full count, does Durfee. So she'll stand back in there ready to go. Pops it up. Is it going to make the screen? The catcher coming back, and it'll be out of the play. Ooh, into the stands. Souvenir, keep it. Oh, no, they're going to put it back in the tunnel. So that'll go back in the tunnel to come back out, but it'll stay 3-2 count. Guarantee in a big league park that would be a souvenir.
Oh, heck yeah, it would.
Yeah. And Claire might have crawled out on the roof over there and got those other 2 earlier for the big league game. Ball 4, and the ball gets away. Oh, they missed a chance for a score.
That was the chance.
So Durfee on the walk gets down to first base quickly, and really did. A ball hit the backstop and rolled away. As aggressive as Lily Parks has been, that surprised me. She didn't come on that one.
She should have been home right there.
So we got the runners at the corner. Nobody out here in the 4th inning. Nobody gone. Runners at the corner by way of 2 base on balls here. Now will they send Durfee to second here? We'll see. Elise Smith comes to the plate. 2 fly outs by Smith.
Pretty pitch,
nice pitch
right
there.
down the pipe.
Let's say if you want to swing at one, that might have been the one right there.
Roten, she's thrown a strike her first pitch majority of the time.
That's true. Trying to get ahead on these batters. Oh, a little bit high. The runner goes.
No.
Oh, and they try to throw it to shortstop, and it's behind Ecker, and it will go all the way into left field, center field, bringing the run in. I mean, they had a set play where you throw it to shortstop and try to get the runner from third to break and throw it back home. It's a standard play that every team runs, but the throw was behind Ecker and went into center field. So the run scores, and Durfee comes all the way to third base.
Grantsville tacks on a run, still no one out.
So a little bit of an error on the catcher there. That pitch is going to be high, so I believe we got 1-2 count now to Elise Smith. 1-2 is the count. One run across, 5-2 the score now in the fourth. So, ready to throw, Roten ready to go. Ripped down the third baseline. Just foul.
Just foul.
And Addie Durfee saw her life flash before her eyes right there.
She did.
She really had to get out of the way on that. That was ripped down the line. And again, good coaching, because you teach the player at third, and when you start to lead off, you come off in foul territory. So if a ball touches you, it's a dead ball, foul territory. Not on the line or inside the line, where if it hits you, it's an interference call and you're out.
Oh, yeah.
Whoa, they're going to get the strikeout. Elise Smith will go down. I don't think she liked the call, but that doesn't matter. She's called out on strikes.
Yeah, that one was right down the middle.
Second strikeout now only in the ball game for the pitcher, Roten. Ball's going to be hit past the third baseman, and that'll be a single by the batter, Avery Lee. And I think you said she's just a freshman?
Just a freshman, yeah.
So Avery Lee puts it into left field on a base hit, scores the run with an RBI. That's her second hit of the ball game.
Excuse me, no, Avery Lee's a senior.
Okay, senior Avery Lee. Either way, she got a hit, and she drove a run in. So now it's 5-3, as here comes those Grantsville bats that we talked about. Kira Hart will come to the plate, and she reached on an error in the first inning and flew out to the center fielder in the third. Pitch is inside, runner goes. The throw is way, way inside, hits the runner in the back. Quite a ways from the base itself. Now she's asking for a bit of a timeout. That hit her right in the back. So Avery Lee goes to second on a stolen base. And Kira Hart, that's a ball thrown against Hart. So she will step back in on a 1-ball count. So in the pitch comes. Fisted away to the foul, right side. Hart has an interesting pre-swing ritual with the bat. She flips it like she's looking for a certain spot. She finds the spot. Then as she takes her hand down, she spins it again and steps in the batter's box. So it's an interesting deal. There she goes and spins it again.
She finds the spot, and it's the opposite side.
Yeah, it must be, because she spins it in as she steps in. But baseball and softball players have a lot of little quirks, don't they?
Yeah, superstition, man.
Yeah. 2-1 the count here on Hart. Just interesting to notice these little things in the game. Bring a little humor and interest to the game. 2-1 the count to Hart. Hits the ball to right field. That'll get down. Will it score a runner? Around third we come. The throw is cut off at first. And runner is able to come from second to home. That's Avery Lee, comes all the way around and scores. And a single by Hart. And you know what the coaches say? If you can get a single in a situation like that, you spin the bat any way you want to.
Oh, heck yeah.
Okay.
And that was great. You know, she went opposite field, went down into right field, and throw was there, just wasn't in time at home.
Looks like we're going to have a pitching change here. They may be going back. We'll see who it is.
Looks like it is Lake coming out.
Is it Lake coming back out? Number 28 for Emery. That's Lake. That'll be Callie Lake, number 26. Looks like coming into pitch. And normally what will happen then is Stoker will sit down and they'll put Roten back to catch maybe?
Yep, it looks like it is.
Roten's going to the bench, and also Stoker, so they'll switch batting gear or catching gear. So we'll have a bit of a break here. Let's take a quick timeout. If you're ready for it, we'll take a timeout. We'll be back.
San Pete Steel in Moroni was founded in 1994 and is one of the major steel construction companies in the Intermountain West, specializing in structural steel fabrication and erection. San Pete Steel's impressive portfolio includes the Hale Theater in Sandy and structures on the campuses of the University of Utah, BYU, and UVU. Sam P. Steel in Moroni, where their motto is done right and on time at 685 East Main in Moroni. Call 800-261-1026, 800-261-1026, or sampetesteel.com.
Are you a new CDL license holder? If so, Barney Trucking would like to train and pay you to become a world-class truck driver on state-of-the-art equipment. They also provide you with reliable, courteous support, a fantastic wage, paid holidays, solid benefits, home daily schedules, paid time off, an excellent safety record, and respect. Dependable truck drivers have been Barney Trucking's #1 investment since 1947. Start your outstanding career by applying today at barneyjobs.com. barneyjobs.com.
The Beaver Medical Clinic has built a reputation of providing compassionate health care for residents of Beaver and Iron counties. You'll appreciate the professional services of Drs. Roger Smith, Wade Oakton, Lance Smith, Rhett Smith, and nurse practitioners Wade Hollingshead, Lindsay Cheney, Robin Horton, and Joan Yardley. The Beaver Medical Clinic is a family practice offering affordable health care and convenient payment options, with offices in Beaver, Milford, and Parowan.
Welcome back. We've had a few changes here. They will come with Callie Lake to pitch, and they will then move Roten to catcher, and Stoker will set down. On the other side, we've got a pinch hitter for Aiden Ressel, as they will run Garrity Remick in there, we believe. Garrity Remick will step into bat here in the 4th inning. Pitch will be high, ball 1 to Remick. Don't know if they will re-enter Ressel at third base or not. We'll have to wait and see on that. Again, we're not privy to that information at this point in time. So Lake in to pitch. She brings it on the outside edge, strike 1.
Yeah, great job by Lake coming in, getting a good strike on that outside.
Five to 2 in the other ball game. And that pitch will be a little bit low. But, you know, this is, again, what you said. Grantsville gets something going. You run to a quick pitching change. Just a little bit of differences in that. We'll see how fast Grantsville can pick that up. Oh, the ball gets away from Roten and allows the runner to go to second base easy. Roten's going to throw it down to second base. Trying to catch her coming back. Nothing there. But Hart will get to second base on the passed ball. And it'll be runner at second now with Remick at the plate. 3-1 the count on Remick. And Enterprise having a lot of fun. They scored a couple more runs. A walk will be drawn here by Remick. So she comes in to pitch hit, gets the walk. So she's at first. Runners at first and second. Only one out. This huge inning here for Grantsville continues. It's now 5-4 the score. And coming to the plate, Peyton, by the way, got a single last time up. See what she can do here with the runner in scoring position. First pitch called strike down the middle. Nicely done there by the pitcher, Lake.
Yeah, that was great by Lake. You know, both teams have just kind of had big innings. They scored one and then silence, and then they'd have a big inning. So it's just going to depend, I think, what team ends with the big inning.
And there's a pass ball, a catcher here. Wild pitch pass ball. I'm not sure which one that will be scored as, but allows the runners to move up. So now you got runners at second and third. The tying run at third and go ahead at second. And big things happen. Big change could take place here on one hit. And Ecker is drawn in at shortstop. Ooh, she holds off of that. They're going to say it's high. So another ball, 2-1 the count here to Peyton, by the way. As I mentioned, she got a single last time up, hit it to first base the first time up. So she's looking to make something big happen. Throw down to third, knocked down, throws a little bit low, knocked down by Callie Jensen.
Yeah, that was a good job by Jensen because that run would have easily scored.
Yeah, probably both.
Yes,
So,
you're right.
yeah. So we stand in there with a 3-1 count. Swing and a miss. Woo. Looked like she wasn't going to swing and then realized that's a pretty good pitch. I guess I better throw at something at this. So it's a full count now to Peyton, by the way, with Hayden, by the way, on deck. So she steps in, ready for the pitch. Pops it up on the behind shortstop. Ecker was short. She's trying to get back to it. It'll land in. Throw will come to this cutoff in no man's land. With Ecker drawn in like she was, that thing landed in the dirt.
Yep.
But she had to go so far back to get to it, unable to do it. And that's the tying run, folks, as Hart comes around to score. Remick unable to move away from second base because of where the ball landed. And by the way, gets on. I guess that's a hit. It wasn't touched.
Yep, that's a hit.
So a hit and an RBI. The other, by the way, rips it into center field. Oh, the runner did not tag up, so the runners will not advance. As Hayden, by the way, flies out to center field. Second out of the inning, but the score is tied now, still with a runner in scoring position. And Bryn Anderson, the 9th batter in the inning, will come to the plate.
And Anderson is the freshman.
Bryn Anderson, just a freshman. Boy, big minutes and big time. This kind of experience, I mean, you can't replace this.
No, you can't. You know, there was a heavy senior-led team last year by Grantsville, so a lot of these girls, probably their very first, state tournament.
So was the gal that pitched last year, she was a by-the-way, too. Is that the older sister?
She was a Cloward.
I thought there was a by-the-way throwing,
Could have been a by-the-way, too, so I don't think either of these guys had experience last year.
Yeah, well, they're getting it now.
They are.
1-1 the count here to the batter, Bryn Anderson. And 1-1 the count. Again, she is the 9th batter in the inning. Changes the complexity. It's tied up now. Swing and a miss. Swung right through that one. Is up and in a little bit. She did not get to it. 1-2 the count here. And the Emery hoping to get out of this with only a tie. This inning's been bad enough for them as it is. They don't want to let any more get across. Here comes the pitch. Ooh, a little bit up. Ball. So 2-2 the count now to Anderson. Again, Enterprise at 7-2 over Beaver right now, as Enterprise is flexing their muscles over there. So Bryn Anderson once again, 2 out, 5-5 the score, 2-2 and 2. Runners can take off. It's going to be fouled right back. Look out. That one got a little bit closer to your window. That's some expensive camera sticking out the window should the come just the right way. Barrett would be really mad. He says, oh, what the
He wants a new camera.
He wants a new camera. Okay. That's a full 2-2 still to count. I was going to say full, but it's still 2-2. Oh, turns on an inside high pitch. It'll go out of play. Whoop!
Oh, everybody better watch out on that one.
Well, see, the guy should have jumped in front of the wife to save the wife, but no, he ducked the ball. He ducked behind her. You didn't get that on camera, did you? Good. It's a foul ball. We don't have any more softballs in the game, so too many foul balls. Had to get a new load of balls here. So it's still 2-2, 2 out. And again, with a 2-2 and a 2, I guess it's not full count. They won't break, but it's 2-2. Waits back on it. Nice pickup at third base across the diamond. That'll end the rally. Callie Jensen to Shannon Johnson. But at the end of the inning, they put 4 across, and it's a tie ball game, 5-5, as we go to the bottom of the 4th.
Expecting a bundle of joy? Beaver Valley Hospital's new maternity wing is your local haven for life's special deliveries. Combining cozy comfort with top-tier technology, they bring big city medical excellence to the heart of Beaver with that small-town touch Beaver Valley Hospital is known for. Their full-service community hospital is your health partner from inpatient care, emergency, surgical, maternity, physical therapy, home health, and hospice. Beaver Valley Hospital is proud to support Beaver High School.
Hi, I'm Barrett Hilton with TeamHive.live, where we've created a locally run video streaming platform for Utah schools. On our website, you're not going to wade through a bunch of unrelated content. You bring up TeamHive.live and you're just going to find a lot of high school sports and events. We've created tools that make it super easy for you to create events and stream to our site. And if you ever need help with anything, you can give me a call. So I want to invite your school to join the team. If you're a Utah high school, you can stream live on TeamHive. That's TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom.
Welcome back here to Spanish Fork. And the game all tied up 5-5 in the fourth, bottom of the fourth. There will be a pitching change for Grantsville as they will bring, by the way, but Peyton, by the way, will now come to the pitching circle. And Hayden, by the way, will go back to first base. So by the way, and away we go. So batting first for Emery against, by the way, will be Talon Minchie, sorry. And Alexis Ungerman on deck, and Callie Jensen in the hole. So Talon Minchie reached on a base on balls and her only chance at the plate. Reached on a base on balls. So Peyton, by the way, in the circle, getting ready to bring her first pitch.
This will definitely be a different look. As, switching from a left-handed to right-hander, and we'll see about what she can throw.
I think she brings a little bit more movement on the ball, too. A little bit more speed on that one, too.
Yeah.
So Minchie will take a ball high there. And she'll step back in, ready to go here. Minchie again at the plate. Outside corner, strike one. And see, that one kind of, even from the right-handed batter, kind of breaks back towards the batter instead of away on that outside corner.
Yep.
But I've also seen her push it away from that outside corner. So a couple of different breaking balls. Ooh, look good there. A little bit low, ball 2, 2-1 the count.
Well, and Emery hasn't had to deal with a lot of those inside pitches, so if it was me, I'd be like, pitch it inside, pitch it inside.
So here we go again. That's inside. They're listening to you.
They are listening
inside
to me.
for a called strike.
Thank you.
My goodness, you should be down there on the sideline, shouldn't you? Getting paid the big bucks.
I should.
You wouldn't have as much fun down there.
I wouldn't.
And some of your calls would be wrong there where they're all right up here.
Exactly.
Oh, she reaches out and slaps the ball on the outside part of the plate. Easy pickup for the second baseman and throws it out. So Elise Smith to Hayden, by the way. That was really a defense. You just throw the bat out there because you think you're fooled on a pitch.
Yeah, she was just a little late swinging and just had to do something. And it might have been a ball because it was pretty outside.
Yeah, and a little bit high. I mean, there's some kid crawled in a cart over there, and it's on the run downhill.
Oh.
There's nobody attending it. So he's escaping. So anyway, that's a 4-3 put out there for the first out of the inning. Ungerman comes in, first pitch, loops it into the right shallow center field for a base hit. Good job by Ungerman there. And that'll be a single, putting her at first base. And we're getting late in the game here. So again, base runners and runs have more emphasis on them all the time. Callie Jensen comes to the plate. Callie Jensen with a strikeout and a base on ball. So she's reached 1 out of 2 in this game thus far.
That was a nice pitch by the way. She came with just a really great fastball on that outside.
But she stepped out. She stepped actually to the outside and brought it diagonally across that plate. Outside in. Pitch is going to be down. Ball. Throw down to first base, not in time. So 1-1 the count. And by the way, steps in. She comes from the right side of the rubber. Pulls the string, but not able to get the runner takes off. Throw is offline once again. And it'll saved by the shortstop.
Yeah, that was lucky. The shortstop kind of got a late jump, and lucky for her, she was in the right place. So that ball could have been in the outfield, and she could have been at third.
And I see a lot, and I'm going to, my own bias here. Pitchers trying to throw in the down position, catchers. Ball is going to be fisted to the right side. Easy put out there. Throw back across, unnecessary. But what I'm getting to is the catchers are trying to throw in the down position, and they're having a hard time putting the ball on the plate. It's going all over the place. Adam, I think just take the extra second, get up and make the good throw.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm the old school, though. I come from way, way back. So the runner will move to third base on the put out there, and that's is 3 unassisted there at first base for the second out. Oh, what a changeup that is. That's nasty.
That is, because she is throwing some heat. I would be interested to know how fast she is pitching.
Yeah. But when she cuts it off like that, it flutters in there. That's a nasty pitch right there. And Johnson is able to put at least the end of the bat and foul it off. But that's all. And again, watch that pitch to see if it's got some movement, because it comes right across the plate.
It does hurt. When you release her
Inside
hand,
out.
you can see her arm will move across her body, and I think that's what's pushing that ball over.
Get some inside-out motion on that ball to a right-handed hitter.
That was
Again,
another one.
Once again, Johnson can only do just slap at it to try and defend it. Fouls it off again, so a 1-2 the count with 2 out. Runner at third. So Emery is threatening here. And we'll see what she can do here. Johnson steps back in. By the way, brings it right back over the pitcher's head. Shortstop in the right position. Big dig at first base. Well done there. And the shortstops have been playing far into the left field side, but for some reason she moved over there. So when the ball went across the pitcher's head, she was in perfect position.
Perfect, yep.
Anyway, it's 3 up. There's 4 up, 3 down. No damage done. We'll be back.
I'm Dr. Brandon Beck, and I'm one of the general surgeons at Central Valley Medical Center. One of the best parts of my job as a general surgeon is to interact with a wide variety of people. And many of those people have experienced chronic conditions or painful things for many years. And there is nothing better than helping them to work through those conditions and to have an improved quality of life. I'm happy to be back in Utah at Central Valley Medical Center serving the people in our community.
For more than 3 decades, the Intermountain Power Project has served as a model of regional energy cooperation, generating and transmitting coal-fueled electricity to a diverse group of municipal utilities and rural electric cooperatives with operations across 6 U.S. states. Now Intermountain Power is expanding its role as a regional energy hub, including utilizing renewable energy resources. Intermountain Power is proud to support and invest in our central Utah communities. Visit IPAUtah.com to learn more about IPP Renewed.
Welcome back here to Spanish Fork as we get set now for the top of the 5th. And, not a lot of runs scored. It's 5-5, but as we've been mentioning, for some reason, it seems like it's going awful long.
They've been playing for about an hour and 40 minutes, though, and we still have 3 whole innings.
And we're just starting over because it's 5-5.
Yep.
And again, it's interesting. Emery, I have recorded here. They've gotten the 5 runs. They've got 2 hits in the ball game, and one of them was in the last inning, and she went nowhere. So 5 runs on 1 hit. Oh, now see, there you go. You take it. You act like you're going to get out of the way, but you really don't. So that's Lily Parks, and she's doing whatever it takes, and she'll be on second time in a row for base on balls. That was a hit by pitch, but either way you look at it, she's on base. She started the rally last time up. In the last inning, she started the 4-run rally. So she's on base again, and we got Addie Durfee back at the plate. And Durfee also got a base on balls last time up, called strike.
It's so interesting to me how you watch each pitcher, how they deliver the pitch. Because Lake has more of like a hop, whereas the other pitchers more of like a drag and a slide.
Power, a little more power. Whoa, hit deep by Durfee. It'll be caught. Looked like it had a chance for the fence when she first made contact. But standing out there in left field is Caitlin Nielsen saying, no problem whatsoever. I got this one. So she makes the easy catch, but I really thought that had a chance to get out of here when she made that swing. So that's the first out. Lily Park is unable to advance on the play. Elise Smith now comes to the plate. Her 4th at bat, has yet to get on base. The runner goes. The throw once again is offline. And it'll put Lily Park once again at second base with that aggressive running style. And she's in scoring position and represents the go-ahead run at this point in time. So Smith, the ball was called to Smith. She'll come back in now with a 1-0 count here as Park steps back on Lake. Ooh, looks like a good pitch there. Called strike, 1-1 the count.
Yeah, that was a great delivery by Lake. Is just a little bit up, but right in the zone.
So Smith will step back in with a 1-1 count, 1 out in the inning. A little bit high there, ball. Ball 2, 2-1 the count. Lake came on in the fourth inning to pitch here. Part way in the fourth. Pitch is in the dirt. It'll go 3-1. So 3-1 the count to Elise Smith. On deck is Avery Lee. On deck is Avery Lee with Kira Hart in the hole. Pitch is going to be up. Ball 4, so takes a walk on a 4 balls. 3-1 the count. Took the pitch. Ball 4. So she'll reach on a base on balls. There have been a lot of walks by both teams.
There have. This has been, I think, the most walks I've seen in a game all weekend.
Yeah. So Avery Lee, is that because the pitching is struggling or they're more disciplined at the plate?
Right. It could be either.
And they're getting a lot of full counts and working through it into that too.
Yep.
So that's a fine pitch there, called strike 1.
That is, just took a little bit off and just floated it right in.
The last 2 times at bat, well, Avery Lee is 3 for 3. She's got a single, a double, and a single in her 3 at-bats. Pitch is going to be outside ball, 1-1 the count. So I guess if you want somebody that's hot with the plate right now, this is the person you want up there. 5-5 in the 5th. 1-1-1 on the count. She's going to lift this one on the right side. It's going to be in shallow right field. Right fielder coming in. She'll take the play. So we got the first time that Avery Smith has gotten out. It's a fly out to right field. And receiving that ball was Morgan Luke out there. And so Kira Hart will come to the plate now. The runner's unable to advance on that. Luke will stand in there. And she reached on an error. She flew out to center field. And she got a single and scored. So we'll see what she's able to do here in the number 3 batting position. See if she can get Lily Park around to score. First pitch is inside, called strike 1.
Great spot by Lake.
Kind of had Hart backing out of there as though it was a bad pitch, but it was on the inside half. So Ecker makes a clean field of the ball coming in from the other field. No error on that. Great play by Ecker.
She can play the ball on both sides.
Both fields at the same time. Yes, what a player. So back to Kira Hart at the plate and Lake at pitching. Ball is inside. Ball 1. 1-1. 2 outs. Here is Emery trying to avoid any runs here after the leadoff single by Lily Park. Reaches out and puts it into right field. Good piece of hitting. Park's not going to be stopped. Around she comes all the way to home, slides home for the go-ahead run. Lily Park. And really, when you talk about reaching out, Kira Hart just reached out and slapped that off the outside part of the plate.
She did, and it was placed perfectly right into right field, allowed the runner from second to score home.
And Elise Smith picks up on it and goes all the way to third. So runners at the corner with 2 out now. Runner will come in for Hart. It'll be Hazley Hall, we think, will come back in to run for her. That's who ran last time. But a great piece of hitting by Hart as she gives Grantsville the first lead of the ball game, 6-5. Huh? Okay. Did you get the run on the board? So corrected here by the head scorer. I appreciate that. Eden Russell, I'll get it right eventually. Eden Russell will be back in batting now. Garrity Remick batted last time. But Russell's back. Called strike 1 on Russell.
Man, if Russell's right there, that's the one to pull the trigger on.
Yeah. She'll step back in there and say,
I know, easier said than done.
Only need 1. That's all I need is 1. Swings at an outside pitch. The runner goes down. The throw is there in time, and they got her. Nice job there. That time the throw was on target, but there was a collision a little bit between Ecker, and she's getting up pretty lame right there. The out was made. She held on to the ball, but the out was made on the throwdown, so that'll be 2-6, the throw out there for the third out. And no runs scored. Ecker is walking that off. But they do break out ahead. It's 6-5 now in favor of Grantsville. First time in the lead. And Ressel will come up first again. She'll get her bat back in the 6th inning. So we'll go to the bottom of the 5th when we come back.
At CVMC Medical Clinics, our growing team of physicians and advanced providers are shaping what rural health care can be. With an array of specialties available in world-class orthopedic medicine, our footprint is always expanding to ensure our personalized approach is reaching as many as possible. Familiar faces and expert knowledge, all of our locations can offer your family full-spectrum care in one place. Available in Nephi, Santaquin, and Fountain Green. CVMC is the place where healthcare is made personal.
Jones & DeMille Engineering was founded in 1982 with a simple mission: to shape the quality of life where we live, work, and play. We are proud to serve by providing clean water, increasing access to nature and recreation, protecting homes from flooding, designing safe wastewater systems, and connecting our communities. It is our goal to create a place where people want to live, work, and enjoy life. Jones & DeMille Engineering, shaping the quality of life.
Welcome back once again. Quick update in the other ball game on the other field. Enterprise ahead 8-3, top of the 7th. Beavers got to come up with 5 runs to keep playing. Not impossible, but very difficult against a very good Enterprise softball team. Here we are 6-5 in the 5th, and Ecker will step in the plate. Again, that collision at second base, she's able to walk that off. Hopefully no lingering effect on her. By the way, goes up high at third base to get it a high bounce. Great play to stay with that is Ressel. And she waits and waits. That was a high bounce. She went high to get it. Big throw across the diamond on one pitch. They get Ecker.
Yeah, that was a great play by Ressel. It's like you said, big high bounce, picked it up cleanly, and nice throw over to first.
I really thought it was going to go over her head.
It did. It looked. But she had some hops and jumped up and grabbed it.
Took a step back, was patient, and then went up and got it.
Yep.
So sometimes on that, you're so anxious you jump early, and you're coming down when the ball goes by.
Yep.
So sounds like the other game went final.
Yes, final.
Enterprise wins another championship. And they're building quite a legacy there in softball also. So back here. By the way, on the mound, pitching 1-1 now to Caitlin Nielsen, the batter for Emery. Nielsen has a home run in the ball game, and one of the few hits that they have. As I think we talked, that they really only have 2 hits in the game, does Emery. They've scored all their runs in other ways. One of the hits, of course, was the home run here by Caitlin Nielsen in the 2nd inning. The other at-bat, she struck out. Here we're 2-2 in this at-bat. Again, after the first play on Ecker to get her out, we got 1 out in the inning, and a 2-2 count here on Nielsen. Roden is on deck. Swing and a miss, strike 3.
That was a great pitch by the way. She got her on that high and outside pitch.
And as we stated before, the change, things were happening for Grantsville.
They were on top of her sister.
And since Peyton has come on, and that's to say nothing away from Hayden.
No.
It's just the switch in styles and delivery, and now they've been able to shut down the Emery bats to this point. Nice pitch there.
That was really nasty.
Roten at the plate, strike 1 on a changeup. That was such a changeup. A slow pitch softball hitter would have had trouble with that one. So, second pitch coming on the way. Then she comes with the heat on the outside corner. Strike 2 to Roden. 2 out in the inning. And Roten at the line at the batter's box with an 0-2 count on her. Brings it on the outside corner, a little bit low ball. They were hoping for that one, but just not able to get it in there. So they'll sit there to take the next pitch call. 2-1 the count. Or 1-2, excuse me. Hit, dribble back to the pitcher, taken easily there. By the way. 1-2-3 inning. We'll take a break. We'll be back as Grantsville seems to be in charge at this point.
It all starts with a Chevy truck. Chevy Silverado with the Turbo Max engine and best-in-class standard torque. And Chevy Silverado HD with up to 14 available camera views. Do more in a Chevy truck. Get yours now.
Get $5,750 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle. That's 10% below MSRP. See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
Embark on your journey to radiant skin with Sam Pete Skin Bar. Whether you are looking to address specific skin concerns, kickstart your skincare routine, or simply indulge in relaxation, we've got you covered. Facials, microneedling, seasonal chemical peels, and more. Located at 210 West Main Street in Mount Pleasant, Utah. Visit our website at sampeteskinbar.com or call or text 435-314-6024 to book your appointment today.
Welcome back here, Spanish Fork Complex. Again, we are now into the 6th inning. And again, if you're just joining or haven't heard, in the 2A ranks, Enterprise has defeated Beaver. And that ball game is over. Congratulations to the Enterprise Wolves. And a great season for Beaver High School. They came in as the number 6 seed, I believe, and battled their way to the championship and just barely, almost had it won yesterday in the undefeateds. They had to come back today and were unable to get her done as Enterprise stepped up their game. Here we got quite a game. It was a 5-1 ball game in favor of Emery, and then suddenly here at the end, Grantsville's gotten their bats going the last couple of innings, and now they are ahead 6-5 here in the top of the 6th inning. They will send back to the plate Eden Ressel, who was at the plate when the play was made before at second base, and so she will come back out to bat. First pitch for her, and you can say it again. First pitch in the last time she was up there was a perfect pitch.
I know a lot of people say watch the first pitch, but I would like to know the percentage of the time that the first pitch is a strike, really
and
down
a good
the middle.
Strike, yeah. A very hittable strike, yeah. When I was coaching young girls, I wouldn't let them swing until they had a strike call on them because I didn't want to go up there waiting on it, whatever.
Right.
But when you get in the big leagues, every strike you want to make the most of it. And when you see that tendency of a pitcher, then you need to go up there thinking first pitch, whack at it. She'll take a pitch, swing at the third pitch given to her, and foul it away. It's 1-2 the count now. 1-2 the count. We are in the top of the 6th inning with Grantsville with a little slim lead, 6-5. It's the only time they've been ahead in the ball game, and that was a run in the last inning to get them up 6-5. Change up off the end of the bat. Ecker with a big throw, not in time. Slow roller to shortstop, and even with that big arm, she's unable to throw her out at first base. That was like a pool cue shot right off the end of the bat, dribbling out there.
It was, and Ecker's playing pretty far back in that slow roll. The third baseman maybe should have came over and tried to scoop that one up and make the throw to third.
Yeah, I saw her coming, and I agreed. Did she have a chance, or did she just think Ecker had the better opportunity?
Yeah.
Pitch on the outside corner, strike 1-2. By the way, that's Peyton, by the way, now. The pitcher of note now, Peyton, by the way, takes a strike. And she'll step back in looking for the next pitch now, wanting to make something happen. Will they turn Wrestle loose? Hit into left field, back to catch it.
What a catch.
Back there deep, Emery, Caitlin Nielsen. And again, that's another one. Looked like it had a chance for big news on that one, but it's just a long fly out. She's close enough, though. It's one of those you wonder if that had gone, if she'd let that drop, would it have cleared the fence?
I don't know. That was a great play. She did have to go back for it, but she was right on it.
Hayden, by the way, comes to the plate now, the left-hander, looking to make something happen here. One out here in the 6th inning. Ooh.
Once again. Pipe ski pitch.
I think what the rule must be with them is do not swing at the first pitch, because the last three batters, that's exactly what's happened. They've let that first pitch settle in there and haven't even attempted to swing at it. Well, whatever the philosophy is, if it's working for you, stay with it. She throws a change up there, and she just flails at that one. I think she knows it, too. Okay. That's one you hope does not get on the highlight reel right there. So 2 strikes on the batter, by the way. Hayden, by the way. Bryn Anderson is on deck. And, by the way, fists that one off up high and inside. By the way, has got a double in the ball game. She reached on an error and flew out to center field. So she's been on twice, once on a hit, once on an error. So looking for something here is, by the way, to try and move the runner around to third base. Right back up the middle. That should get through, and it does. Will they send the runner? No, they'll hold her. Center fielder comes in quickly to get the ball back in. So they move her 60 feet. It's a single by the way. Her third time she's been on in the game, 3 of 4. And that will move Wrestle to second base. Now considered to be in scoring position. Bryn Anderson comes to the plate with 1 down. Looks like they're waiting for a running change here. And they will send number 14 in for, by the way, I believe is that still Ren White?
No, this will be Sadie Castagno.
Okay, Sadie, say that one fast 3 times.
Sadie Castagno. I hope I'm saying that right. Probably not.
Well, down in down in Kanab, it's Castano.
Okay, so it could be that. I don't know.
But I think it's supposed to be Castano, I guess. Anyway, we could talk about semantics of it. But anyway, this young lady, Castagno, however we're supposed to say it, will be in the run.
Sadie's on first.
Sadie's going to run for by the way. We could talk about the pronunciations in Italy and different places, which I know nothing of.
See, our last game was easy when we had Johnson, and Johnson, right?
Yeah, and this one should be with by the way.
Right?
But then they sneak one in there on us. So here we go. At the plate, we can figure this one out. Bryn Anderson at the plate. And she's got a single, and then 1 out of 3 she's reached base here, and she comes into this situation. And again, lets the first one go on the outside part, strike 1. 2 runners on, first and second. 1 down here, 1 away. Bryn Anderson at the plate. As Grantsville trying to tack another run or 2 on the board here as we get late in the game. Turns, bunts it, puts it down, and wisely let it roll foul. Nicely done by Callie Jensen. That was almost going to be one of those perfect bunts, but she sees the spin on it, and she lets it roll foul. Wise play by Callie Jensen of Emery.
I think if she would have picked that up, Anderson would have already been down at first.
Yeah, I think so too. That had the makings of the perfect bunt right there. So she'll step back in, 0-2 now in the hole. You don't imagine she will bunt here again, but we have seen that. Outside ball. So that's ball 1 to Anderson. Now her job now is to work back into this count and find something she can drive. Pitch on the way. Going to be popped up. The room for the catcher back against the screen as she makes the play. Roten with a good play there. Turns around, spins, leaves the headgear on, but she makes the play. So that's a pop-up by Anderson, and it'll bring Lily Park. Now this will be interesting because Lily Park has probably been the most aggressive of these players offensively here for Grantsville as she comes back up. She's reached the last couple of times on base on balls, but that's when the fun has started with Lily Park.
Yeah, she's been the spark plug for the Cowboys.
She really has. When she gets on base, just look out. She's going to move. So a conversation now with Roten and the official. That was a ball call. I don't know what this discussion's about. There's been no issues, I didn't think. Seems to be cleared up, so, well, maybe. Anyway, We don't know what that was about. One ball on the batter park. She reaches out and slaps one into foul territory. It'll be back out of the stands, and it'll be strike one. 1-1 the count now to Park. All right, still steps forward, takes the sign from the dugout. Steps back in. Pitch is going to be outside, ball. So 2-1 the count here with 2 out. And the Lily Park going to step back in there, 2-1 the count, trying to get a run here on the board, see if she can score, wrestle from second. Hits the ball high, it's in the left field though. Looks like Caitlin Nielsen's going to be able to field this one fairly easy, and she does. So no runs that will be scored. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th with a score 6-5 in favor of Grantsville.
San Pete Steel in Moroni was founded in 1994 and is one of the major steel construction companies in the Intermountain West, specializing in structural steel fabrication and erection. San Pete Steel's impressive portfolio includes the Hale Theater in Sandy and structures on the campuses of the University of Utah, BYU, and UVU. San Pete Steel in Moroni, where their motto is done right and on time, at 685 East Main in Moroni. Call 800-261-1026, 800-261-1026, or sanpetesteel.com. Honey's Marketplace invites you to experience their refreshing variety and signature items. Honey's Marketplace features a wide selection of camping supplies, a garden nursery, and fresh floral department. Experience fresh-baked artisan breads and pastries in their bakery, and sushi made fresh every day. Get all this with hometown service you deserve. Fresh, friendly, and close to home. Honey's Marketplace, 260 East, 300 South in Kanab.
Welcome back here to Spanish Fork as we're at the bottom of the 6th inning here with a Grantsville with a 1-run lead, 6-5. And remember that if Grantsville wins, it's over. If Emery wins, we will turn around and play another ball game. So that's the situation that we're in right now. And Grantsville has forged ahead to that 6-5 lead. Emery was able to stop the rally in the last inning, though, and keep it to a 6-5 ball game. So coming to the plate, we believe for Grantsville. Excuse me, let's turn that over. This is Emery to the plate now. I had the right team.
Dennis,
right
you wanted
team
to be over quicker than
it was the right team in the wrong position. What I meant was Grantsville is defensively in the field. And Maddie Bunnell will come to the plate and have a chance here to make something happen as she tries to get her team going. Pitch on the outside. By the way, throws the strike there. Bunnell, she struck out her first at-bat, and she got a base on ball the second. This is the first time in this game she has faced Peyton, by the way. Pitch is a little bit low. Ball 1-1 the count. As we mentioned, Hayden, by the way, through the first 3 innings. Now Peyton, by the way, the last couple here. So swing and a miss on a floater on the outside half. Fooled Maddie Bunnell on that one. 1-2 the count.
That was a great pitch, by the way.
Oh, by the way, that was a good pitch?
By the way, it was.
And the hour's getting later, and it's starting to be the witchy hour here. And try not to make fun of the players. These are great players out here, and this is a great game. Pitch on the outside corner, a little bit low. Ball 2.
Yeah, that one just missed.
So 2-2 the count here. Payoff pitch for the pitcher. You don't want to go full count if you can help it. But you don't want to groove it either. Oh, that one got loose. Way outside, ball 3. Full count. Full count now. And you continue to think the pressure is on the batter in the 3-2 count. I can't think it's on the pitcher.
You do. Oh,
ripped
great.
it. And she puts one in the middle, and it's ripped out there. So Bunnell does her job as she rips a single, a leadoff single here in the 6th inning. And that'll put her on first base and bring Ellie Stoker. Well, wait a minute. That Stoker went out as Kaylee Lake comes to the plate now. Callie Lake comes to the plate, the pitcher. This will be her first at-bat, I believe, in the ball game.
Yeah, and you know, on that last hit by Bunnell, that was a changeup, and she just sat on it and waited and just knocked it out.
Ripped it to the left field. So runners on now. And we'll see what Lake is able, or excuse me, by the way, is able to do in the circumstance. First pitch beautifully done to Callie Lake. That'll be strike 1 to Lake. Again, first at bat in the ball game to Lake. Will they dare send the runner Bunnell to second base on a steal here? We'll see what happens here.
She's got to be pretty aggressive at first.
Turns to bunt it. She'll bunt it foul. Lake bunts it foul. And that'll be strike 2 on Lake as they were trying to move her over. Now, again, the strategy, do you put the bat in her hand to bunt again with 2 strikes, or do you let her swing away?
I'd say let her swing away.
So she'll stand back in. We'll see what happens here. She turns to bunt. She offers.
Oh, yeah, that's strikeout.
And then they throw the ball on the steal, and it goes into center field. But they did get her on the strikeout. She turned to bunt but pulled it back, but it was a strike on the pitch.
A strike, yep.
So a strikeout there, but they still got the base, and that's what they wanted. So in a way, Lake did her job. She moved the runner over into scoring position. So Minchie will come to the plate now. Minchie has reached on a base on balls and grounded out to the second baseman her second time up. Needs to find some grass with this one. And it's going to be hit sharply to third shortstop across the diamond and bobbled. That will let the run score, so it's a tie ball game. And the greatness of the hit there to lead off by Bunnell turns into a run there to tie the game 6-6. That throw was just a little bit low there by Lily Park, kind of in the dirt there at first base, and unable to come up with it is Hayden, by the way. And so allows the run to score. The runner at first does not advance.
No, that was, you run it out no matter what because you never know what can happen. And first, safe at first, and then the run.
Caitlin Nielsen at the plate.
And she had the big home run in the first inning.
Another pitch outside, ball 2. Ecker doesn't go. She's probably asking the coach, send me.
Yeah, I think so.
She did tweak that foot an inning or so ago, though. Maybe that'll slow her down. Swing and a miss. Strike 1, 1-2 the count. And she does come back kind of gingerly to first base.
She does.
That foot must be hurting her a little bit. Because when she came back, there was a bit of a limp in her get-along there. So that's why maybe she hasn't taken off. 2-1 the count to the batter. Way outside once again. And 3-1 the count, so you don't have to hit it. You can still move the runner by merely getting the walk here. And Nielsen stands in there with a 3-1 count. By the way, needs to bring it in here. Going to be lifted to the right side, settling underneath it. That'll be the out, taken there by Elise Smith for the second out of the inning. So that's a big out there, and now with 2 out, they send Reagan Roden to the plate with Ecker at first, and I think visibly hobbled there, or I think she'd be on second base by now.
I agree. Yeah, she got I think she probably got slid into on her ankles.
Yeah.
Making the tag at second.
She's trying not to show it, but you see when she leads off at first and comes back, there's a gimp in that walk when she comes back. So great player. She has played extremely hard. Got to give it to her on that. She has really played hard. But if she's getting out, even as she steps on the plate there, she buckles. So it's hobbled her. Otherwise, I think she'd be on second base by now. I really do. And possibly third. She's that aggressive and that hard-working. Come back to Roden now. It's her job now to get something done here. Roden, who's back in the circle as the pitcher of note. Well, pitch outside. That'll get her there. And she'll get to second base that way. So got the job done. And she's in pain. She's in pain.
She is.
Give it to her. She's a gamer. So the passed ball will put Ecker at second base. The other thing you worry about here, though, with a base hit, does she have enough go to get to home?
To get to home, yeah, that's true. It's very true.
But you can't take that spirit off the field out there. You got to leave it out there. Check swing. They're going to call it a ball. So ball 2 now to Roden. Roden has reached on a walk in the first inning. And second inning, excuse me. She flew out to center field in the third, but got an RBI out of it. And so 3 balls now here to Roden. And first base is open. She's not really the one you need to worry about right now as far as scoring. You don't want to groove this here, but you don't want to let it go easy either. That's a called strike.
Yeah, that was a good 3-ball strike thrown.
Good response to that here. You never want to give up on a batter, but again, in the situation, don't groove one here. She's not the runner to worry about. Popped up. It's going to be in shallow right field, coming in, making the grab. That's Avery Lee. So that will be stop the damage done there, and we're going to go to an 8th inning. Hey, why don't we play more?
Why not?
Hey, what the heck?
It's the championship game. Why not?
Let's take a break, and we'll be back with the 8th inning.
Honey's Marketplace invites you to experience their refreshing variety and signature items. Honey's Marketplace features a wide selection of camping supplies, a garden nursery, and fresh floral department. Experience fresh-baked artisan breads and pastries in their bakery, and sushi made fresh every day. Get all this with hometown service you deserve. Fresh, friendly, and close to home. Honey's Marketplace, 260 East, 300 South in Kanab.
For more than 3 decades, the Intermountain Power Project has served as a model of regional energy cooperation, generating and transmitting coal-fueled electricity to a diverse group of municipal utilities and rural electric cooperatives with operations across 6 U.S. states. Now Intermountain Power is expanding its role as a regional energy hub, including utilizing renewable energy resources. Intermountain Power is proud to support and invest in our central Utah communities. Visit IPAUtah.com to learn more about IPP Renewed.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork Complex. And we were just commenting that if the if-needed game were to be played, it was supposed to start at 2:30. It's 3 o'clock. So we have voted up here, and no matter what happens in this game, it's too late to start the other one. It's just over. That's our vote. But we don't carry a lot of weight when it comes to that vote. So we'll go to the 8th inning here. It's tied 6-6 still. And Kira Hart will come to the plate for Grantsville to lead things off here, the number 3 hitter. She'll be followed by Eden Ressel and Peyton By the Way here. And in the international rule, I guess, or the hurry-up rule, they will send Avery Lee to second base to start the inning. So in the overtime innings, you will play the rule, and you'll put a runner at second base. It was the last batter of the previous inning. And so that will put Avery Lee at second base. That kind of puts a little added excitement into a ball game.
It does. It does. And as a batter, all you got to do is you just got to put the bat on the ball and make something happen.
Yeah. You wonder at this point, do you take your first batter, Kira Hart, and put a bunt up there? Kira Hart has been effective. She reached on an error, and then she flew out to center field. And then she got a single and a single. So the last 2 times at bat, she singled. But by putting the runner at second, too, there's no force on the play. Right. So it introduces a lot of interesting things. Basically, as a pitcher, you better be sharp right off the bat.
Yes, that is true.
So I guess back to my question, do you take the bat out of her hands and have her bunt here where she's been so effective with the bat?
I think you swing away. You swing away right here.
Could do, because I guess any hit will score the run. The only thing with putting her at third is then a passed ball could also. But Stoker hasn't let many go by, so that's not really a possibility. So Hall will come on for Kira Hart.
Yeah, so pinch hitter, which is interesting.
It is, because Hart has been so good with the bat.
Just a freshman, too, Hall.
Hazley Hall. So she'll step in. We'll make that change. Don't know if there'll be a re-entry with Hart back to the catcher if possible. We don't know. And all sorts of strategic things. Coaches yelling to the different teams to know what to do. Umpire getting his notes written down. That or he's filling out his order to Burger King. I'm not. So Hart steps in. Hall steps in. She fakes the bunt. Hill, is it? So Hazley Hill possibly.
I think on here it says Hall, so I'm not sure.
So on ours it says Hall.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. But they could have. It could be wrong, so it could be Hill.
Hill or Hall, but she takes the ball on the first one, turns the bunt again. Again, it's a high pitch, ball 2. So 2 balls now to Hazley Hall. So again, she's turning around to give the bunt, but she's wisely pulling it back because the ball nearly hits her in the head both times. They used to tell us in baseball, if they turn a square around the bunt, throw it right at them and knock them down a little bit. She turns again. This is going to be outside and high also. So ball 3 to Hazley Hall. And this is not what you want to have happen if you're Emery, because she came up there to bunt. Now, if they give her the free base, that's frosting on the cake. Upside high, so it's a 4-pitch walk. And she's excited going down to first base. Said, Coach, you should have had me in the game earlier.
Yeah, that's a big moment for a freshman, and she did a good job of having a good eye up at bat and pulled back on those bunts.
So she was there to bunt, but they put her on. So Eden Ressel now will come to the plate. She'll turn to bunt. She'll put it down third. It'll go foul. So Ressel will get this strike. And Ressel, last time up, got a single. The time before that, a base on balls. Before that, she flew out to left field and struck out. So she's been on twice. She's 1 for 4 with a walk and been on twice the last 2 times.
Yeah, it looks like Grantsville's going to put the pressure on Emery with the bunts.
See if she turns down. She does again. She lets it go. Called strike. Good pitch by Roten.
Yeah, that was a great pitch by Roten. And she, knew she was going to probably bunt, and she just put it right down the pipe.
So now that puts the pressure on. I don't think you can go bunt again here because a foul ball on a third strike on a bunt is an out. So see if she's allowed to swing away. Ball is high. Ball 1.
And that's not a bad pitch by Roten, throwing it a little up in the zone and trying to just make her chase at something.
Yeah, 1-2 the count. Because the pitcher's in charge here with the 2-strike count already. So she can play at the edges. Ooh, big cut there on a little bit high, but foul straight back. Remains 1-2. The other thing is, if this thing keeps going long in the innings, we'll just call this the second game.
Right? They just can continue on.
Yeah. So, once again, we step in.
Ooh.
Leaves it high. Ooh, that takes a lot of
that was close.
Intestinal fortitude to let that one go by. 2-2 the count. Wow, I wouldn't have wanted to be at the plate with that one. Good job by the hitter, though.
Yep.
Ressel doing the job. It's 2-2 the count. Rips it down third, foul. And as close as Callie Jensen's playing that line, I'm not sure you can get it by her.
No, and that's what you want to do, because if it gets past her, that runner at second, it's going to score.
Yeah. Yep. That's Avery Lee, and she's quick on the bases out there. So it remains 2-2 here. Top of the 8th. Roller to shortstop. Have to dodge it, so she'll come to third. That's the right play. As Lee has to dodge the ball instead of run into it. Ecker comes to 3 and forces her off at 3. And Hart will move to second base, and Ressel will get to first. Excuse me, that's Hall. But it does force Lee out at first.
Yeah, that was a heads-up play by Ecker to get that lead runner out.
Yeah, and it helped because Lee had to kind of run around the play instead of getting the interference call. So she runs around it. Good play. Turns to bunt. The bunt is down. This is a good bunt. Can she get to first? And they're going to send the runner home. Does she make it? She makes it. Safe at home. Wow. What a gamble there. What a gamble by the... Whoa, they put the bunt down. They get the out at first, and then the runner comes from second to home. What a gamble by Grantsville, but it pays off. Wow.
Yeah, that was a gutsy call. As, the throw down to first, I thought she was going to be safe at first, but got the out, and then when the throw came back to home, just super close, and he said he just slid right under the tag.
It got just under the leg for the sliding home. So they'll go up 7-6 now here in the 8th inning, and it brings to bat Hayden by the way. Excuse me, Peyton. That was Peyton, by the way. Now we got Hayden, by the way. Right? Yeah, she's the left-hander. Hayden, by the way. She's going to foul one straight back. Strike one. That takes a lot of moxie by the coach to send that thing, doesn't it?
That's gutsy.
Wow.
Gutsy. But, hey, in a championship game, kind of where you know, Grantsville has the advantage. You know, if they lose this game, you still get to play again.
That's true. That's true. Been being aggressive. That's how you win games. Pitch is going to be high into left field, coming in on it and making the catch. That's Nielsen. But one run across for Grantsville. We'll go to the bottom of the 7th with a 7-6 ball game. Emery's got to get something going here. We'll be right back.
At CVMC Medical Clinics, our growing team of physicians and advanced providers are shaping what rural health care can be. With an array of specialties available in world-class orthopedic medicine, our footprint is always expanding to ensure our personalized approach is reaching as many as possible. Familiar faces and expert knowledge, all of our locations can offer your family full-spectrum care in one place. Available in Nephi, Santaquin, and Fountain Green. CVMC is the place where healthcare is made personal.
Johnson DeMille Engineering was founded in 1982 with a simple mission: to shape the quality of life where we live, work, and play. We are proud to serve by providing clean water, increasing access to nature and recreation, protecting homes from flooding, designing safe wastewater systems, and connecting our communities. It is our goal to create a place where people want to live, work, and enjoy life. Johnson DeMille Engineering, shaping the quality of life.
It all starts with a Chevy truck.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork here. And as we stated, Grantsville with some daring and some timely situations and plays has taken the lead here, 7-6 in the 8th inning. And now they'll go to the bottom of the 8th, and Emery will put on second base. I believe they'll put Reagan Roten or a runner for her. And that's not Roten going out there. Is that 10 or 18?
10. I think it's 10.
Number 10, is that Thomas again? So that's interesting. You can take the runner for the player instead of the player themselves and put them out there. Or is that a substitution?
Well, I think it'd be a substitution.
Would it be a sub?
I think it'd be a sub. Well, but it's a courtesy runner, right? Because she's the pitcher.
That's what I'm saying. It's a courtesy runner.
So I would
you
think
can,
it's just a courtesy runner.
Okay, interesting. Quirk in the rules. But she's out there at second base, and
do or die time for the Spartans.
Yep, they're down 1. They can win it, tie it, or lose it. We'll see what happens here. Lots of options.
We're all the above. We never know what will happen.
So, again, if Emery wins, we will go another game. In spite of what we've been trying to claim because of the length of this game that we are not going to play another one. That's our vote. That has nothing to do with the reality of life. So the first pitch is a strike on the outside corner by the way. So Bunnell is at the plate with Thomas at second base. And Bunnell has been active there too. So we'll see what By the Way can do with her. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Excuse me. That's normally if it's your second strike, they say strike 2. So just taking me a while to get there. On deck is Stoker and Minchie in the hole. So big pitch here. It's a low and a ball. Because the only way they can't let that runner score out there is if she gets strikeouts at the plate. So. Yep. There were a number early on. There haven't been any strikeouts lately. So we'll see what she can do here. Hit down to third base. She'll check the runner, go across the diamond. Runner takes off. The throw's back. Not in time. Woo. She checked her like she should have done. Made a good play. Did wrestle at third. Gets the out at first, but they get the runner over anyway. So the runner will go to third base. Now, let's go old school small ball.
Will they
Suicide bunt.
Suicide squeeze.
What is the substitution going here?
I'm not sure what they did.
I think Kelly Lake batted last time.
Oh, they're re-entering
Okay.
Ellie Stoker.
Okay. So re-enter Stoker back in the ball game. And Minchie on deck. And again, the only way to eliminate this with nothing else happening is a strikeout. Now Grantsville's going to call the timeout and come out, checking to see how many timeouts she'd taken so she doesn't cost her pitcher. Okay. Offensively, what's your strategy?
Well, a sacrifice fly will score a run. When you only got one out, you got to swing away.
You're not going to go sacrifice bunt?
Not right now. I don't think. I don't think so. Not with no. Wait, you know what though? These guys got some guts, so maybe they will.
With what Grantsville did at the last at bat, I wouldn't put anything past anybody out here now. Yeah, they're taking a little longer. I guess we should have taken a break so Barrett could have sold another ad up there, but just got the dirty look here. Okay.
I think you swing away because a sacrifice fly, anything to the green. Put the pressure on Grantsville right here.
Stoker got a base on balls her first at bat. She struck out her second. Then the third at bat in this line was Callie Lake, and she struck out also. So Stoker been on 1 out of 2 with a strikeout also. Pitch on the outside corner. That's not a problem there. Ball 1. Did not act like I guess didn't act like she wanted to bunt there. She stands forward, foul back. Pitch on the outside. Ooh, they're going to say it's outside again. Ball 2.
Yeah, great patience by Stoker at the plate.
And normally you don't worry about the batter because that's not the run that hurts. But in this situation, that is hurts because that's the winning run.
Mm-hmm.
Pitch low, ball 3. So ball 3 the count. So 3-0 the count to the batter Stoker. Inside called strike on the inside half. 3-1 the count now.
Obviously, if you're Stoker, you weren't going to swing at that pitch.
Yeah. Next pitch on the way. Fouled on the right field line. Out of play. And that would have been interesting because I think that runner would have broke from first.
I think they would have. Anything that's on that right side, they're going.
Even an infield, you make them throw the ball across and then you take the shot at home. Oh, strike 3.
Rotter.
Watched it go by. Ooh, huge pitch there.
That was a big pitch by the way, right on that inside corner.
It did. That's huge right there. And it takes away all the options for Emery now.
It does.
Now it's you got to hit the ball. You got to get a safe hit now or some kind of an error on the catcher. Whoa. Before there were several things you could have tried. That was huge.
It is. And if you're by the way, you just got to go right at the batter.
Yeah. This is Minchie at the plate now, I believe. Still Minchie is to bat. She's been a base on ball. She grounded out to second base. And then she reached on an error the last time up. So she's been on twice. It has not got a hit yet. And so Grantsville can kind of feel it right here. They got to get one out. They're ahead 7-6. Bottom of the 8th. Runner at third for Emery. And Minchie at the plate, followed by Ungerman. Pop is into right field. Can she get to it coming in? Does not make the play. The game is tied. Minchie rounds to second base, and she'll stop there, and Minchie comes through.
Wow, that is a big hit by Minchie. Feeling the pressure, and she just hits it to right field.
So that brings the runner in to score, and that will tie the game again, and Minchie standing at second base. Right fielder did everything she could. Avery laid out for it to try and make that catch. Just short. What a timely hit by Minchie.
Yeah, that ball wasn't hit super high, so the right fielder didn't have a lot of time to make it in. And like you said, she tried everything she could to dive out and catch that ball.
Yep. Ungerman comes to the plate, I believe is Ungerman. And it is Alexis Ungerman comes to the plate with the score tied now. Runner at second base. See what Ungerman can do. Hits the ball back up the middle over the pitcher's head. Shortstop gets it, comes across, and they're going to call her safe. The runner's off on third, and she'll go back. Ooh. Ooh.
Wow, that was a big hit by Ungerman as well. She hit it perfectly right up the middle.
Good job by Lily Park getting over into that. She had to go clear over in behind second base to get the ball. Big throw across, and I thought they were going to be so worried about safe at first that the runner was going to sneak home. But a good job by Shannon Johnson to realize that and run that back in and make sure the runner couldn't score. So here we go. Top of the order now. Callie Jensen at the plate. Runner at third, runner at first. Callie Jensen at the plate. See what she can do to win this ball game for Emery. Ooh, foul ball down the line. Strike one. Been a lot of dramatic things in this ball game. Imagine how it would be to be a parent down there sitting in the stands.
I can't even imagine. I'd be dying.
Ball's hit off down the other way to right field. Strike two on Jensen.
I love to watch the people in the crowd because you can usually tell who their parents are because they're up pacing in the back.
It's 0-2 count on the batter Jensen with a runner at third base. Again, a base hit here. The game is over, and we could turn around and play another one. Sets and rocks. Here comes the pitch. It's hit to shortstop. Up with it. Across the diamond. It's an out. So we'll go another one. We'll go to the ninth inning here. This has to be the last inning because my scorebook only has 9.
Oh, okay.
We'll be back
in
just a moment.
It all starts with a Chevy truck. Chevy Silverado with the TurboMax engine and best-in-class standard torque. And Chevy Silverado HD with up to 14 available camera views. Do more in a Chevy truck. Get yours now.
You get $5,750 total value on this Silverado when you trade in an eligible vehicle. That's 10% below MSRP. See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
Embark on your journey to radiant skin with Sam Pete Skin Bar. Whether you are looking to address specific skin concerns, kickstart your skincare routine, or simply indulge in relaxation, we've got you covered. Facials, microneedling, seasonal chemical peels, and more. Located at 210 West Main Street in Mount Pleasant, Utah. Visit our website at sampeteskinbar.com or call or text 435-314-6024 to book your appointment today.
Welcome back once again. We come back for the 9th inning here in this ball game, championship ball game. And again, remember that if Emery wins, there is another championship ball game. So Grantsville could win it all with a win here, but Emery, it will take one more game. So we'll go to the top of the 9th inning now, and coming to the plate will be Bryn Anderson, and I believe the runner for By the Way is at second base, if not By the Way herself. Turn to bunt, she'll put it down. That will move the runner. They'll get the out at first. Throw comes across. Ooh, that's a dangerous throw. Knocked down by Ecker. That'll keep the runner at third, but the runner does advance to third base. So there's the go-ahead run. Bryn Anderson with that bunt, and that's a sacrifice to move her over. So 1-3, that's the first out. So now you come with Lily Park, the spark plug for Grantsville at the plate. Inside, called strike on the inside half. Addie Durfee is on deck.
Yeah, we talked about Park's kind of been the spark plug. Let's see if she can get the Cowboys going.
See if she can get herself on base somehow here. Set and ready. Catcher sets up inside. Oh. And she takes one off the knee. There's a team player for you. The spark plug. The spark plug. Lily Park. And I wouldn't be a bit surprised to see her take off in a hurry for second base here and put the pressure on Emery. Holy smokes. Okay. You get her on base to see what happens. You've also got By the Way at third. Park at first, one out. Turn to bunt, pulls it back. Park fakes out there, says, go ahead and throw it to me. Go ahead and throw it. Throw it down here to first and let that girl score from third. So ball one to the batter. Strike one to Addie Durfee. After Durfee, we'll go to the top of the order for Smith. And Durfee's going to put it down. She checks the runner. Runner safe. Throw back to second to Park. The runner did not come home. Bunt is safe at first. Addie Durfee.
Man, the bunts are coming out. I am just so surprised. Man, they must be really good at bunts. That's all I can decide.
It's good to see coaches do that. There have been times when the bunt was just a foregone thing. It was like traveling in basketball. It didn't exist. But they really have used it, and that quick turn to look at the runner at third allowed her to get to first base with her quickness, Addie Durfee. So now with first pitch to the leadoff hitter, Smith, is low. It's a ball one. Bases loaded here. Roten still pitching and throwing well, but there's so much strategy with the coaches and the different things that they're trying out there. We'll see what happens here. A base hit, I'm pretty sure Lily Park will try to score on it from second. Ripped down the third baseline. That's one across. They're going to send the second runner. The throw is cut off. Now it comes home. Allows the runner to go from second to third. And she's safe at third. I told you weren't stopping Lily Park.
I know. No, that was, just a huge hit right there by Smith, though, to propel. And then the base running, just very aggressive. Two-run lead for Grantsville.
Yeah, and the cutoff and the throw to home probably was unnecessary in that situation. And what it did is it allowed the runner to go from second to third.
Yep.
So now you got runners at the corner, one down. And this maybe is that big inning we were talking about. And going to be a timeout called here by Emery. And let's take a quick break on the timeout by Emery.
San Pete Steel in Moroni was founded in 1994 and is one of the major steel construction companies in the Intermountain West, specializing in structural steel fabrication and erection. San Pete Steel's impressive portfolio includes the Hale Theater in Sandy and structures on the campuses of the University of Utah, BYU, and UVU. San Pete Steel in Moroni, where their motto is done right and on time, at 685 East Main in Moroni. Call 800-261-1026, 800-261-1026, or sanpetesteel.com.
Welcome back here to Spanish Fork after the timeout taken by Emery High School. Again, to set the stage, Grantsville already with two across here in the inning. That's one down. They've got Avery Lee at the plate, and they've got runners at the corners. Avery Lee, she wanted that one back. Check swing, but falls through it. It's a strike on Avery Lee. So again, only one down. They do have at third base, they have Addie Durfee with the successful bunt and run. Get herself to first, now she's at third. And second pitch is going to be inside and low. Ball 1-1 to the batter, Avery Lee. If you're Emery right now, you got to shut this thing down. You can't give any more runs.
You do.
It's too hard to get one, let alone two in an inning.
I'm surprised we have not seen Hart or Smith down to second. I mean, if they throw it, that runner's going to score from third.
True. That's a strategy that you need to employ right there. Lee turned the bunt on that and waved poorly at the bunt, so that takes the bunt away from her. So 2 strikes on Lee. Pitch is going to be up, but I think you're right. With the quickness of the runner at third, you throw that ball to second base, and it's only one away. So 2-2 the count. It's easy for us to call it up here. We don't have to put our life on the line down there. Pop up on the left side, third baseman coming over. Oh, there's a bit of a collision there against the wall. She's going to get up all right. That's Callie Jensen, a great player at third. She stumbled against a little bit, had to dodge the runner there coming over, slowed her down just enough she couldn't get there. Avery Lee survives to be able to swing again. It's 2-2, the count. And she does have that big brace on her knee there, so a great hustle from Callie Jensen. And both these teams have just put it all out there. They have played so hard.
They've been playing for 3 hours, one game.
And to think they got to play another one.
Yeah.
So Avery Lee steps back in there with the runners at the corner. Pitch on the way. She hits this one again. This one will be easily handled by the third baseman right there. There you go, Callie Jensen. She gets the pop-up off of Lee.
She was rewarded for her hustle play.
The thing that does, too, now you don't have that double steal necessarily set up because you can throw down to second and get her out in this situation. Kira Hart will bat here. And she'll step in with runners at the corners. Now 2 away in the ball game. And she has been on a couple of times with base hits. We'll see if she can come up with another big one right here. Rips it right up the middle. That'll be a base hit and score a run. They'll hold the runner at second base. Overthrow on the ball back in. Now she's caught off the bag. She'll get back. So Elise Smith gets to second base, and a big hit by Kira Hart right there in the RBI drives Durfee in.
Yeah, if you're Grantsville, you have just had some big players step up and make some big plays. Not necessarily, Emery has not made any errors. It's just been the big hits.
Yeah, that was right over the pitcher and into center field there. Yeah, it's pretty tough to defense. Again, the strategy in softball is hit it where they ain't.
Right.
Okay, and when you do that, it's pretty hard to get them out. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And that's what Grantsville's been doing here. But also the strategy of the steals and different things, though, too. But they're getting her done. Looks like there might be a running change here for Hart. She'll go out number 8 in to run.
Sydney Stinson.
Stinson? There again, another Emery County name, Stinsons and Stilsons.
Well, she's from Grantsville, though.
Well, that's what I meant. These people got to stay in areas where I'm familiar with them, okay? So Stinson is going to run, but not for Emery. She'll be running for Grantsville here. And she'll step in at first base for Hart with that great hit up the middle by Hart. At the plate will be Eden Ressel. And Ressel has started out with a couple of misfires, but she's been on the last 3 times at bat. So 3 runs across here and another one at second base possibly if Ressel can make the grass with a hit here. So Ressel steps in, by the way, on deck. Ball's going to be high inside ball 1. And again, with Grantsville's youth, you got to just say, the future is so bright for this Grantsville crew.
It is. I think they have 4 seniors, but only 2 out on the field, so that's a young team.
And their pitching batteries are all sophomores. Wow. Ripped into left field, but it's going to go foul.
Oh, see, look at that nice guy save those kids.
He was air on the play, but he did save the people. So he lost his dignity, but saved the people. So. Because he'll go back and say, I saved the kids, and the guys will say, yeah, but you dropped the ball. So 1-1 the count here with 2 outs here. Runner at second and first for Grantsville. And Roten up. Brings another one. Fouled straight back. Oh, that was a pitch out over, but I think she had a little bit of lift on it. Fouled straight back. 1-2 the count to Ressel. And by the way, on deck, she'd love to get up there to swing a bat. We are in the 9th inning. 7-10 now as Grantsville's pushed 3 across here in the inning. Roten brings it. Going to be high with that one. Ball 2. 2-2 the count. And Roten, you need to make the play here. She does not want to push that run to third base.
No, she's got to throw something, low on the outside, low on the inside, jam her up, something.
So here we go with Roten in the circle. She brings it. Ripped by the third baseman again. They're going to send her again. The throw comes to the cutoff. No, they missed the cutoff. And another run will score on the base hit by Ressel.
Yeah, once again, Grantsville just finding a way to get the hit past the infield and score runs. And that's why when you got a runner on second, you're sending them every single time for Grantsville.
So Smith comes around and scores, so that's 4 in the inning. It's 11-7 now for Grantsville. And Peyton, by the way, steps in. This will be the 9th batter excuse me, it's the 8th batter. I had the 9th one there, but she was a runner, not a batter.
Ooh, that was
so,
a
by the way, yeah,
Ooh.
I think she wanted that, but maybe coaching said don't swing at the first one, right? They have to be because they're not swinging at first pitches.
They are not swinging at the first pitches.
So Peyton, by the way, steps back in. Her more important duty will be pitching when she comes back out. Hits it to the right side. Caught, picked up, crossed to Johnson at first. Minchie to Johnson. So that'll stop the bleeding here, but not before 4 come across in favor of Grantsville. So we'll go to the bottom of the 9th with Grantsville leading 11-7. We'll be back.
Are you a new CDL license holder? If so, Barney Trucking would like to train and pay you to become a world-class truck driver on state-of-the-art equipment. They also provide you with reliable, courteous support, a fantastic wage, paid holidays, solid benefits, home daily schedules, paid time off, an excellent safety record, and respect. Dependable truck drivers have been Barney Trucking's #1 investment since 1947. Start your outstanding career by applying today at barneyjobs.com. barneyjobs.com.
The Beaver Medical Clinic has built a reputation of providing compassionate health care for residents of Beaver and Iron counties. You'll appreciate the professional services of Drs. Roger Smith, Wade Oakton, Lance Smith, Rhett Smith, and nurse practitioners Wade Hollingshead, Lindsay Cheney, Robin Horton, and Joan Yardley. The Beaver Medical Clinic is a family practice offering affordable health care and convenient payment options, with offices in Beaver, Milford, and Parowan.
Welcome back to Spanish Fork as we are ready now for the bottom of the 9th. We're in the second overtime inning here, and Grantsville has done their part. They tallied 4 there in the top of the 9th to take this 11-7 lead. Runs had been coming at a premium, 1 here and 1 there, it seemed like, but they put a big 9th inning on, get their 4 runs. Now the job defensively starts for them. They do have a runner at second, but again, in this thing now, the strategy is that runner at second, don't worry so much about her. She's not going to hurt you because it's not a one-run game.
Just get the out. And, you know, if you're Emery, this is exactly who you want up in your lineup. Your second, 3, 4 batters.
Yeah, they're in the great spot in the order with Shannon Johnson, Ecker, and Nielsen. Oh, what a string. Pulls the string. Strike 1 there. That was almost everything in slow motion, wasn't it?
It was. That ball's coming in. Whew.
So strike 1 against Johnson, and Grantsville can't let down. They've got to find outs. Another check swing, strike 2.
Yeah, that one, she wishes she could pull that back, but just couldn't.
Is that the Beaver crowd down there cheering?
It is. They must know someone on Grantsville.
Okay.
I don't know.
The Grantsville girls.
We usually don't cheer for red, so.
Another pitch coming. That's going to hit this third shortstop. Picks it up, comes across. Nice pickup at first base. What a job over there by the way. The throw was off by Park. But what a pickup at first base by the first baseman, by the way. And again, they're not worried about the runner.
Nope.
Let her go to third.
You know, you're happy that your first baseman is left-handed right there because that was a scoop with a right hand.
So it's 6-3 for the first out, and a huge out that is. Oh, there's that slow motion pitch again. She doesn't offer of it. Ecker doesn't swing, but it's still a strike. And again, let that run score. You're just looking for outs wherever you can get them if you're Grantsville. Emery, they got to get on. They got to find ways to get there. Driven into right field. Right fielder steps over. She'll make the throw. The run will come home, but they're not going to worry too much about it. So the run does come home. Callie Jensen will score on the sacrifice fly to right field by Brooklyn Ecker. But that's not the big thing for Grantsville. They're still up by 3 with nobody on base. And so 2 down now, and coming to the plate is Caitlin Nielsen, I believe.
And she hit it seems like forever ago, but she hit the home run in what was that, the second inning?
Third inning,
Third inning?
Yeah. No, you're right. Second inning to open the ball, yeah. She got the big home run right off the bat. There's another one in the air. This could be it. This high second base settling. That's the ball game. As Elise Smith steps under it, and they make it. So Grantsville comes up with the huge inning when they need to, and they win the game 11-8 in a marathon game. So we only played one, but it was long enough to be two.
It was, and you know, Grantsville came in as the underdog, as the 6th seed, and you know, Emery can't hang their heads. I mean, you battle back, you play 9 innings, and you know, gave it everything you had.
Really do. I mean, and again, the Grantsville, you're coming in and you think they're 6th seed or 7th seed, but they've done that before. They know what to do when they get here. That legacy has been developed. And you see that in teams. Enterprise has got it against Beaver.
They do.
They know how to get here, and you have to have that happen for you once before it can happen consistently, and you get that developed. So there we go. Looking at Barrett here on take-up, we stay for the okay. So we'll stay right here for the presentation of the trophies, and again, joy on the people of Grantsville for another championship, and that's again what now, 6 of 7?
Yeah, so
or 6 of 8.
So this is 2 in a row. So back to back. Last one was last year. So yeah, they've back to back, and the future is just bright for them.
Oh yeah,
bright.
Yeah, and not to let go by the wayside is we're talking 3A now, but back in 2A they won several also.
Mm-hmm.
So they have quite a legacy now in softball itself. So congratulations to them. But again, Emery, what a battle. Coming back in a difficult situation. They were the comeback kids in the games that I watched. They were constantly battling back, and making good things happen. So congratulations to them on a good – there's a number of teams that I think would like to be where they are.
Oh, of course. You know, it's pretty rare to even play for a state championship in high school, so no need to hang your head for second place.
I think there's some youth on Emery's squad too, though. I think that they bring a lot of girls back also. It doesn't show here, but I think I talking some of them, they got a lot of youth coming back also. So both these teams could end up back here next year. So the presentation of the trophy now, Emery High School will take the second place trophy. Congratulations to them on a fine season and a mighty fine tournament here that they have played. And now the championship trophy will be handed out to the Grantsville Lady Cowboys. As like you mentioned, 2 in a row here. And the future is bright. You can only see that the by the way girls getting stronger and stronger, I would imagine, as this thing goes on the next 2 years. So the championship there, and we've appreciated bringing you these things, all the sponsors that have made it possible, and of course, most importantly, TeamHive.live and KSL Sports that have teamed together to make this possible, and all that Barrett Hilton and his crew and Scott's and his crew have put together from Beaver, the two of them together with all the machinery and all the things that they've done and running the machines. What a great thing that they do here for the state of Utah, really. I mean, it's generally central Utah and southern Utah, but in this case, the whole state of Utah. A lot of effort and a lot of work goes into this by Barrett Hilton, TeamHive.live, and KSL Sports, and the many sponsors that help bring this to you also. So, and as they continue to have a good time out there on the field, Emery will come back out too, and pitcher taking time. And recap once again, we went 2 extra innings. We went to a 9th inning, and Grantsville was able to pull 4 runs in the 9th inning. Emery comes back and gets 1, but not enough. And again, I think the pitching of, by the way, the second, both by the ways, but really again the switch that came in, and the difference it made in the ability of Emery to get hits there late in the game, it really made a difference there. So that's it. 11-8 the score final here in the state championship. Grantsville takes another. And we'll be signing off. And again, once again, thanks to all that have made this possible. The state for the tournament, Spanish Fork for this tremendous facility, and their grounds crew for all that they've done through some difficult weather with the rain the other night. And, of course, TeamHive.live and KSL Sports. Dennis Aldridge for Lachelle Moss. We'll be saying goodbye. We'll see you down the road.